Hello. Welcome to Paul's Beer Reviews. Welcome to the Low Live. It's Saturday evening. Bit of a special one this week. Myself and my friend over there, Chris from Chris's Beer Reviews, because I haven't had a drink yet. Chris's Beer Reviews has kindly agreed to join me as we're both fans of this particular beer. The beer in question is Vocation's Life and Death. And this year, Vocation has celebrated the 7th anniversary of this classic IPA. And because of that, they've released 3 special editions of it, haven't they, mate? So we're gonna plough our way through them this evening. So
I have seen how quick you can plough through a keg of Life and Death as well.
yes. Chris and his lovely wife had us over for dinner a few weeks back, and Chris laid on a keg of it, and it didn't last long, did it, mate? So,
great beer, though. It's such a great beer.
Yeah, it is, and it's an absolute classic. It's one of my go-to. It's a question I get asked a lot. What's your favourite beer? And it's a question you can never quite answer. But if there's a short list, it's always in there. It's it's up there with Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and Budvar and things like that. It's my go-to IPA. When I say I want an IPA, the first one that comes to mind is Life and Death. And for me, it has been for the best part of about 4, if not 5 years now since I first had it. So, I'm looking forward to these tonight. And like I say, I've been kindly joined by Chris, who I know is also a fan. And, so we're looking forward to this. I put this. The reason I did this, I put a community post up on my channel earlier in the week, and I said I've got these beers. I wanted to try them, and I put the question to you guys: did you want me to do individual reviews, or would you rather I did a live stream and we did them all in one go? And it was a unanimous result, really. Everyone wanted us to drink them all in one go. And then Chris belled me later that day, and he said, I've just ordered them as well. So I thought, would it be stupid not to review them together? So so here we are. So it's Saturday evening. I hope everyone's had a good day. I'm just going to run through the comments that we've got so far. Gaz is in with a big thumbs up. Hello, Gaz. Hope you're doing well. Big John with multiple thumbs up. Hello, mate. How are you? Hope you're enjoying your hollybobs. He's been to the zoo today.
Very nice.
He's been looking at lemurs. CGR is in. Hello, mate. It's evening to my fellow schlegs out there. Hope you're all well. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for joining us. Craig 8 is in. Looking forward to this, guys. Just got to put the bear into bed. Fair play, mate. Put the little into bed, and you can relax. Come and have a beer with us.
Yeah.
Appreciate your company. Beer Dog is in. Hello, Beer Dog. How you doing, dude? Evening all. Beer Dog recovering from bloodstock. You know he had a mad one. I'll tell us all about it, hopefully, if he stays in. Andrew is in. He's offering a cheers to everyone. Look at that. Look at that beard, ladies and gentlemen. That. Me. That is a burning bush if ever I saw one. Fantastic. Matt is in. Hello, Matt. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. David Wilson is in, of course. David Wilson. Hello, sir. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for joining us. Kenny Joe, our man in the States. How are you, buddy?
Evening, Kenny. Hope you're well.
Good to see you, mate. John Morris is in. Just found out my local Wetherspoons has broadside on draft. Oh,
nice.
We'll have to check out our local ones here. They've got it on.
Blimey. Yeah, we will.
That'd be an upgrade. That sounds good. CJ says, luckily I have a can of Life and Death. It's fate. It was meant to be, mate. It was exactly meant to be.
Good skills.
What it's all about. David Wilson saying hello to Paul and Chris. Hello. Thank you for joining.
David.
Here we go. Now we're in trouble. Captain Meat is in. All right, girls. Hello, girls. He will be happy. What's the result for Liverpool today? Me and Chris were just discussing that off air. Bloody hell. Dang. That is a return to form, if ever I saw one.
Yeah.
David's saying hello to Captain. Oliver's in. Hello, Oliver. How you doing, buddy?
Evening.
Good to see you, mate. Mark Jones is in. Just like the monkey. And Chris. Here's Mark, you northern swine. Hope you're well, buddy. Thank you for joining us. John Morris says United are doing well. Yeah, United got another win, didn't they? Was it 1-0 at Southampton?
Yeah, it was.
Never an easy place to go. Unless you're Leicester City, of course. They like scoring goals at Southampton. But yeah, good result for United. Still on the bounce. Captain say hello to Mr. Wilson. Sobieski is in. Hello, Sobieski. Simply right.
I'm happy.
John Moore says, I still love Divide and Conquer. Yeah, it's not a bad
Happy.
job.
That's all right.
I think I enjoy all the Vocations, their basic range, their core range. There's not a bad one. They're all good. They're all good. They're a brewery that, even when you don't drink their other beers for a while, and then you go back to them, and you're just like, they're still good. You know, it seems like every single beer festival I go to, if there's a Vocation stall there, I end up there, and I'm always impressed.
When we went to GBBF, what beer did we have at Vocation? Because I can't remember. But I know I came away with a pocket full of beer mats, but I just can't remember what beer we had.
I had their knockout stout.
Oh, no, it was knockout stout. That was it. I
bought a couple of beers of that just on the strength of it because I thought it was terrific, and I reviewed it the other day. And it's just a really good stout. Apparently, some Tesco's are stocking it. So if you're lucky enough to find it in your Tesco, really recommend that because that is a properly good stout. Really good. Cat to Meat says, just want to mention 9-0. Yeah, we were. I don't know what that accent was. That wasn't Scouse at all. That was a
poor Scouse accent.
That was. I went Welsh for a minute there. Mark says, well, Chris, that's not a man cave. Is the shed still standing? That's a good question.
You're right. It's not my man cave. I'm in the dining room. My man cave is absolutely still standing and it's looking fantastic. But I haven't sorted out the internet connection in it yet. So I could go and sit out in the man cave, but I'd just look like something out of Minecraft. I'll just be squares. To sit in the dining room until I've got the internet sorted out in there, which is underway.
That'd be great. A pixelated Chris's beer reviews straight from Minecraft or a jigsaw puzzle version of Chris's beer
absolutely. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm well happy with it, and you'll have to come over soon, Paul, and spend some time in there. It's a nice place to be.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I was thinking I might crash on Monday and come. Yeah, absolutely bladdered. If you're off, we'll do it.
I am actually.
Am I? We'll do it. I've got nothing on. I've got to go see the in-laws tomorrow. But Monday, come over. We'll get legless in the shed.
Sounds good.
Falling over in the garden. Sounds like fun. Beer Dog says, to be honest, I barely drank at Bloodstock. Do you know what? It was hot, wasn't it? To be fair, was it last weekend or was it the weekend before? I can't remember now. But it's just been crazy hot, isn't it? But I know what you mean. When you're out in it, you just want to drink water, don't you? Really? Once you've had a couple of lagers, it starts drying you out, and you do. It just gets too hot sometimes just to drink beer. You know. I know what you mean. Captain Meat says, "All right, Sobieski." Dave Wilson saying hello to Sobieski. Craig Gates says, just cracked the barista chocolate quad. Oof.
Oh, that's lovely. That's from Castile, isn't it? Castile, the Belgian beer, barista chocolate quad. And that is outstanding. It's got to be the same beer because that is called a barista chocolate quad from Castile. And that is just one of the best beers you ever drink. I know you haven't matured yet, Paul, into Belgians, but it is one of the best Belgian beers ever.
I love this. Every time I mention to Chris that I'm not a fan of Belgian beer, Chris is like, you got to grow up, mate. You got to grow up. Ripper Snappers, I'm just not a fan. It'll come. I'm sure it will, because all these people can't be wrong, surely.
Nope.
But that sounds great. So what is it, like chocolate malts in there?
Yeah, it's like it's almost a bit like a chocolate stout meets a Belgian beer. It's just unreal. Next time I see it, I'll buy you one. It is special. I've reviewed it. It is literally one of the best Belgian beers, and it was almost, I think, one of my beers of the year last year.
Wow,
it's outstanding. It really is.
I'll have to have a butcher's, definitely. John Morris says Newcastle are playing well. Won't be long till they're in the top 4, but they're starting to splash the cash now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're always better at some point, weren't they?
I just bought that lad, a striker from Sociedad. What's his name? Is it Isaac, however you pronounce it? Rapid. I remember watching him at the World Cup, and I just thought, God, he's quick. You know, but I don't know what his goal scoring record's like, but he certainly got the pace to get him behind. So that could be an interesting buy for Newcastle.
Yeah.
But Callum Wilson's doing the business, isn't he? He still scores.
Yeah,
so he's a good striker.
Yeah.
Mark Jones says, just got back from Edinburgh on a fine blended Scotch. I'll put that. You don't want a bended Scotch, mate. That'd be. So you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to be jumping on bended Scotch. But Yeah, we won't mention that anymore. Sobieski says, evening, wonderful people. He's followed up his massive statement with an evening, wonderful people. There we go. Glad to see you here, Sobieski. Hope you're well, dude. Beard Dog saying hello to everyone, which is a beautiful thing. David's saying, did you enjoy it? That is a good question. Did you enjoy Edinburgh? I've not been there for years, and all I do remember, as far as city centres go, it's quite beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Because you've got Edinburgh Castle up on the top of the hill that kind of overlooks Princes Street, which is the main strip, isn't it? So it's
many years ago, I used to work for HSBC Bank, and I used to be a trainer for them. And I used to travel the UK, going to their different call centres to do training for them. And one of them was based in Edinburgh, and I loved going there. Leeds, I used to go to a lot. Leeds and Edinburgh were just amazing. But yeah, I loved Edinburgh. Fantastic place.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful city. I need to get back there. And Leeds is just great. If you're a craft beer fan, Leeds for me is still the best town I've been to in terms of craft beer. Just bar after bar of great beers. It's fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting back there, to be honest. CJ says, gutted the Saints lost. We were the better team. That's not nice, is it, when you get beat after dominating? Not nice. But one of them teams, Southampton, they can beat anyone on their day, but then they can be awful at the same time. It's a strange one, you know. Captain Mick says, hello, Beer Dog. Vocation, roll with it. That was another terrific beer. Roll with it. Really good beer. I still enjoy that one now. Cracking beer. You a fan with Roll with it, Chris?
Yeah, I like Roll with it. Yeah, I've quite enjoyed it. I don't buy it very often. I've had it a couple of times and just kind of left it at that, really. But I do like it.
Yeah. I bought a 4-pack of it the other day. I did a barbecue and I wanted a 4-pack of something half decent, and with the club card it was like £6 for 4 cans of Roll with it. I thought that's a bargain, you know. Get that. Sobieski saying hello to Captain Meat and David. Joel says always have a good beer from Vocation and Adnams. Yeah, you know where you stand with those breweries, don't you? Really, it's no nonsense. Just good quality beers. And the Vocation, honestly, they are the most generous and friendly brewery that I've ever met. Like it just seems like every time you go to them, whether it's a beer festival or you go to Leeds and go to their venue, they're just ridiculously friendly. And they've always got time to talk to you and talk to you about what they're giving you and all that. I've never known a brewery like it, honestly. So that helps. That helps. You know, they're top guys at Vocation. Dave says, I'm good in the pub being eyeballed by a dog who's finally given up 40 minutes later. You won. David won a staring contest. I love that. Mark says, great, David. One night in Glasgow to watch Coldplay, and then Thursday we stayed on a boat in Keith. Is it Keith? For 2 nights. Went to watch the Tattoo up at the castle. Oh, nice. That sounds like you had a proper few days up there.
Coldplay are fantastic in concert. I saw them at Wembley a few years back, and they were just incredible.
It looks like a hell of an experience. I saw someone had done. They were at Wembley as well, I think, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Someone put some footage up of the gig, and everyone had these different colour wristbands on.
That's right. Yeah.
They all went the same colour depending on the song. It looked amazing.
Yeah, that's the one I was at with the different colour wristbands, and it was absolutely amazing. Great gig.
That sounds good. I really used to like Coldplay. When they first came out, I was well into them, and I think my musical tastes have changed somewhat over the years. But I think Coldplay have changed slightly as well. But a lot of bands do. That's what it's all about. When you think of Vocation, you think how far Brewdog have dropped off. Do you know what?
That's a good point.
It's a valid point. It is a valid point. If you'd have told me, I don't know, 15 years ago? I mean, how long ago did Punk IPA come out? About 15 years ago? Got to be around.
Yeah, it's between 12 and 15, isn't it?
If you'd have told me 15 years ago, and the first time I tried Punk IPA, and I thought, wow, this is what beer can actually taste like, that they would have fallen off the edge of the earth in terms of quality of their beer, and you can just pick up a beer in a supermarket that excels it in every way, I'd have been like, okay, you know, seems a strange one, but yeah, Brewdog Vocation is no comparison anymore for me.
Nope.
Mark says Leith. Evening pod today, Beer Dog. Love Edinburgh and I've been to Tattoo twice. There you go, another Edinburgh fan. Craig says yes from Castile.
Yeah.
The chocolate quad, was it? That does sound pretty
Barista.
very nice. Bugger buying the Southern Monkey one. I'll have it.
If I buy him that and he doesn't like it, we're going to fall out.
Yeah, do you know what? I always feel bad already. Chris is going to put this outstanding beer in front of me. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's all right. Right. I need to wet my whistle.
Indeed, mate. Indeed.
So, the session. Should you go for the session first, the light one?
Indeed.
Yeah. So we've got 3 Vocation special editions. This one is the session version, which is coming in at what is it? 4.
3.5.
3.5, so even lighter. 3.5. So obviously, Vocation Life and Death, the original is 6.5. This is the session version, 3.5% ABV. So we'll start with this one. We'll work our way up through the ABVs. Lighter on a aroma straight away. I will say that.
Just by looking at it, you can tell it's a lighter version.
Yeah, it looks paler.
Very.
Just paler completely.
Clear.
It looks paler. I'm going to get a little bit more light in here if I can, without.
That is very pale.
That's not bad. That's not bad. So yeah, pale, hazy though, still hazy.
It's a very thin haze.
Yeah.
Very carbonated. Certainly in this Vocation glass it is.
Yeah, good carbonation on it. I got a really tiny, thin head on it, to be fair, and I did try and give it an aggressive pour.
Yours looks very different to mine. Obviously, the lighting makes such a difference, doesn't it?
God, yeah.
Because yours does look proper hazy, whereas mine doesn't.
Yeah. You can see he's slightly translucent, but yeah, that is still hazy. I'll get me snouting, try and get a proper aroma.
Smells like Life and Death.
It literally smells like a lighter version of Life and Death. That sounds quite obvious, but it's not as punchy.
No.
The hops aren't punching me in the face with the aroma like they normally do. But it's tropical.
But you know it's Life and Death.
Yeah. Yeah,
it absolutely. Is Life and Death, but like you say, just a lighter version.
Smells like a Lidl version, doesn't it? But not in a bad way. Like a cheap. Right, I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. That's quite different to normal Life and Death.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not getting anywhere near as much hop character on that.
The malt. I'm getting malt. And earth. It's malty and earthy.
Earthy. I'll give you that. What does it say? Our signature classic IPA, hopped with Citra and Mosaic, brewed to a more sessionable ABV without sacrificing its West Coast character. Fruit-forward flavors, bite of citrus zest, followed by a lingering bitterness that begs you to go back for more. It's an ABV that lets you.
So I'm expecting normal Life and Death, and I've got to get that out of my head, really. It's a session version, but it is earthy.
I'm getting more of that. I'm getting more of that that West Coast, that slightly piney bitterness on this one. I'm not getting the tropical notes from the hops.
No, the tropical notes are really, really suppressed.
Yeah,
or just not there. It is earthy. It is piney. Yeah. It's quite. I find it quite peppery more than pine.
Yeah, pepperiness is a good way of describing it. The aftertaste is more bitter. That's the most pronounced thing for me. It's more bitter. It's missing that sweetness, that tropical touch from both the Citra and the Mosaic. To be fair, it just seems like a dubbed down version of it. But it is a dubbed down version of it, isn't it? So it's
it is, yeah. I don't know. It's not bad, but it's not what I expected it to be. I did expect to pick out the tropical notes, which I'm really struggling to pick out.
It's very,
because
very
the earthy, peppery kind of background on it is just ruling everything for me in there.
Yeah. I think everything about it is lighter in body. It's more carbonated because of that. I think because it's lighter, you're getting more of almost like a lager kind of mouthfeel. It's really quite crisp, very refreshing, but it's missing that kind of tropical notes.
Yeah, it's got a dryness to it as well.
Yeah.
And that's good. You're losing out on that sweet tropical. It's giving you more of a dry feel.
Yeah.
But easy to drink.
Oh, yeah. It's nicely done. It's nicely done. If I picked that up from any other brew, I'd be like, that's a pretty decent session IPA.
Yeah. You would, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's nicely done.
Like it because I like a peppery finish. I like piney and peppery finishes on a lot of these. So it ticks those boxes for me, and it's very sessionable at 3.5%.
It's like I'm gonna say it. Probably gonna sound stupid saying it. It's like a hoppy pilsner.
No, that's not stupid. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get that. But yeah, I do pick up on malts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. It's good. It's life and death, but obviously a much, much lighter version.
Yeah, well, it's almost half, isn't it? The ABV. You know, it's very close to 3.5.
3% off.
Yeah.
It's that's a decent start for me.
Yeah,
decent start. As far as session IPAs go, I can't remember the last time I had one that was actually that impressive, to be honest. That's good. That's a good beer. I like that. So far, so good. John Morris just confirmed in Alexander Isaac. I need the pronunciation. Simo's in. Hello, Simo. He got hat-trick, didn't he? Hat-trick for Haaland today.
He did.
That lad is a freak, isn't he? He's a freak of nature.
I can't see anyone stopping City this season.
Just like they win the league, and then what do? Go out and sign the best young striker in the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's we might as well go home now. Dave saying hello to Simo. Simo saying hello to Mr. Wilson. Beard Dog saying hello to Simo. I'll do. Brett's in. Hello, mate. Beardy
Brett, how are you, mate?
Hello, Paul and Chris. Hello, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. Bald Beer is in. Hello, Bald Beer. He says, sorry I'm late. Good to see you, Chris and Paul. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're all right.
Can I give Bald Beer a plug?
Do it.
So Bald Beer, me and him have worked in the same office for quite some time and didn't realise that we both had a common interest in beer. And then he found my YouTube channel by a recommendation from someone else. And he's recently restarted his Instagram page. So go and check out Bald Beer on Instagram. He's a big beer head, big craft beer head. So he's reviewing his beers on Instagram, but he's also, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, I'm sure he won't, he's also doing podcasts about beer as well. So I will give his link to his podcasts, and he's going to have guests on and stuff like that. But cracking guy who's well into his beer. So go and check him out on Instagram. And next time I do a review, I'll put his podcast links. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. I'll put his podcast links into my description on the review thing. And check him out. Great guy. Great guy.
Fantastic. That sounds awesome. Do the podcast as well. I love that. Yeah. Welcome, Bald Beer. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, mate. Joel says, Vocation, hop, skip and juice. Now, that's another cracking beer.
Yeah, it's a good beer, that one.
Another good beer. Lovely juice bomber on IPA. The Royal Mile leading up to the castle, plenty of bars and pubs, and the grass market. So if you're in the market for a bit of grass, where to go? We were given the wristband. Oh, right. So they actually walk in and give you a wristband. I thought that makes sense. There are a lot of them.
Yeah, they do give them to you.
I was like, they would have made a killing on wristbands that night. Beer Dog says, fun fact, my dad used to be Chris Martin's boss when he had a summer job whilst he was back in Exeter from uni. That is a fun fact. That's because that's where they all met, wasn't it? The lads from Coldplay all met at uni, didn't they? If I remember correctly.
It wasn't their original name, Coldplay, either, was it? They were called something else.
I didn't know that.
Sure, they were called something else before they changed to Coldplay.
I did not know that. It makes perfect sense, though. Coldplay. How'd you come up with a name like that? Coldplay. Yeah.
But it's a good name, isn't it? Everyone knows it. And they get a lot of criticism as well. There's a lot of people that don't like Coldplay, but they sell out gigs, massive gigs all around the world. So
yeah, they're one of them bands, aren't they? It's kind of chalk or cheese, really. It's I like Nickelback.
Yeah.
And a lot of people absolutely hate them and slag them off. And I don't know if it's because they genuinely dislike them or if it's because they just want to jump on the bandwagon because it seems to be fun to slag off Nickelback. But
well, they're right.
I've seen Nickelback play live twice, and I'm telling you, they're one of the best live bands I've ever seen. They put on a really good show.
Yeah, I can imagine they would.
Nickelback haters. Good to see you, Chris. I've just had a beer called You Could Have Paid £1 more at Tesco.
Is that the name of the beer?
Oh, what's the name of that brewery? Is that I forgot the name of the brewery. They're a North London brewery, aren't they? For the life of me, I've forgotten the name of the brewery.
What's the name of the beery ball beer? What's the name?
We need the brewer.
I'm going to Google that. I'm just going to Google it. Let's just Google it.
I'm sure they're a North London-based brewer. They might even be based in Tottenham, you know.
You could have.
Right. I love the Scottish whisky experience in the castle. Great little tour, then an amazing collection and a bar. Oh, that sounds perfect. Went to Falkirk Wheel on the way to Edinburgh. Got the whiskey there. Didn't actually go into the whiskey experience, but did look in. You done well. You done well there, not to go in. I tell you. Wow. Excuse me. They says, Mark, did you ride a boat in the wheel? A boat in the wheel. It's getting complex now.
Nothing's coming up on Google for that. So, ball beer, you'll have to tell us.
Yeah, we need the brewery. I've heard of it. It rings a bell. Just went for a look. Amazing engineering. Dave also says, all right, one off, Mark. One off. Mark Jones says, yes, City, they were 2 down.
Yeah.
Put it back. So there's a bit of character for you.
Weren't they 2-0 down last weekend as well and still came back? Was that last weekend? Am I imagining that?
Was it, they were 2-0 down, weren't they, to someone else? Was it West Ham? Or have I got the wrong game? I'm sure there was a goal down to West Ham.
No, it weren't West Ham. West Ham haven't even scored yet, have they?
Have they not?
No, I don't think so.
That's funny. That's funny. They get so excited every summer, West Ham fans. Beard Dog says, have to say, I can't stand Coldplay.
Each to their own, isn't it?
Exactly. There you go. It's the beautiful thing about music. It's hard, isn't it? No one's right, no one's wrong. You know,
Nope.
You can argue to in the blue in the face, but it doesn't change anything. You know.
Nope.
Paul says, I bloody love them. Want to say the concert, Chris. Paul, Nickelback are great. Rockstar is cheese, but great. Exactly. It's good drink. They're good drinking band. Nickelback. You can get absolutely wankered listening to Nickelback. Great fun. It's best brewery, I think. Best brewery. Is that what they're called? Best brewery.
Wow.
I can't.
You just drunk it, ball beer. You should know.
But they can. Just checked in. What beer are you both drinking? We are currently drinking one of the Vocation special editions. This is the session version of Life and Death, the 3.5% one, part of the 7th anniversary celebrations. So we're working our way through them because there's 3 of them. Are you lot of Southern Monkeys winning the league this season? Oof. No, we ain't gonna win it. We ain't gonna win it. Or will we? I said at the beginning of the season, I reckon we'll finish 3rd, and we've got 7 points. We've got 7 points for a possible 9, and we haven't really played well yet.
No, we haven't.
I think that's a good sign. If we're getting results without really hitting, 3rd gear, I think we're doing all right. Yeah.
Well, if we can keep getting results by pulling people's hair, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. It's that a bit of shithousery. I mean, let's have it right. Every championship winning team has had players in it that were bastards.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Yeah.
You got to have a bit. You got to have a bit of needle in your team. You got to have a bit of needle in the team. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can do it and get away with it, then
let's have it. Yeah,
absolutely. I reckon we'll do well. I just don't. I can't see past City for the title.
No.
And it seems like Liverpool have woken up today as well. So I do think we'll get top 4 though. I do think we'll get comfortably.
Yeah.
I will never shit on anyone for liking whatever bands they like, though. No, that's the best way. That's the best way. It's art, isn't it? It's art, music. You know, there's always a debate. You know, it's a bit like when people review albums when they come out. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
So who really cares what you think? You know, because you might not like it, and someone listens to it and think, oh, it's great. You know, who's wrong? Who's right? None of you is the answer.
It's no different from beer, though, is it? I might like a beer that you won't. You know, you still haven't grown up and started liking Belgian beers, whereas I do.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. I'm not going to sit here and say Belgian beer is crap because it's not fair. It's not right. It's just not to my taste yet. You know, but tastes change. You know, so there you go. Bull Beer says, pretty decent beer company. Pretty decent beer company. Yeah, I've heard of them.
I don't think I have. I don't think I've just. If my big thumb appears on the screen, there's a dot on my screen that makes it look like I've got a huge spot on my face, which I haven't. So I've got to get rid of it. There we go.
Scrub it.
Good.
Sorted it.
Green.
Big Bad Marky from the Craft Beer Hub is in. He says, gents and chaps. How are you, fella? Hope you're well. I hope you're well. Poor Mark. He's been on the toilet all week. He poisoned himself.
Not good.
I know he'd want me to share that, but hope you're well, dude. Thank you for joining. George Piers in says, yo, as Alf would say, yo. Hope you're well, George. Thank you for joining us. Bidos have just polished it off a 750ml bottle of Leffe. Good stuff. I like Leffe. I like a Leffe.
Mine Leffe. Leffe's all right.
Yeah, I'm partial to a Leffe. Gus says, looking forward to when you both crack the Hazy and Gold. Both fantastic beers. Yep, looking forward to them. We got the Hazy next is going to be the next one. Mark says, hey up, Ewok. George P said, thoughts on Ronaldo should leave United?
Don't really care.
No, I'm not really fussed, to be honest with you. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest footballers to ever play the game. But if he thinks that he's too big for Manchester United, then he's clearly still not got no humility or integrity for all the years of success that he's had. I don't know. It's Manchester United we're talking about, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I don't agree with his behaviour. It's like, oh, we're not in the Champions League. We're not in contention to win the big trophy, so he doesn't want to be there. That's just a shitty attitude. I don't care how good a player you are. I think United deserve better. I'm always of the same opinion. If a player doesn't want to be there, get him out.
Well, exactly. I agree.
Get him out.
Yeah, because they just become toxic. So just get rid.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need that in the dressing room. If you're going to progress as a club, you need those influences out of the way, really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're holding everyone back, I think. John says, bonjour, monsieur Lapin. Isn't that a rabbit?
I was going to say, isn't Lapin a rabbit in French?
I think it is. I think he just called me Mr. Rabbit.
I think he has just called you Mr. Rabbit, yeah.
Monsieur Lapin. I don't know. My French ain't the best, but I'm pretty sure that's what he just called me. I think John's had a bit. Beard Dog saying, good evening, handsome John. Gaz says, be gentle on us tomorrow. Oh, he's a Forest fan. There you go. It'll be an interesting game, that. It'll be an interesting game. I'm confident because I'm not sure Forest are going to just sit back. I think you're going to sit back. Yeah, I think Forest are going to come at us, and that will probably suit us. But you never know. You never know. But it'll be an entertaining game, I think.
Yeah, there'll be goals. I think there'll be goals on both sides.
It's got goals written all over it. I think Heung-min Son's due a performance, and with my Spurs eyes, I'm hoping Forest are on the receiving end of it tomorrow. To be honest. Matt Hall, hello mate, he's back again. He's on a 12% Tonka and chocolate stout from Moorsluitel in the Netherlands, and it's amazing. Oh, very nice.
They do make some good stouts.
They do. Everyone's drinking some absolutely naughty chocolate beers today. Chocolate Belgians and chocolate and Tonka stouts.
Well, summer's over, isn't it? Summer's gone pretty much. We're in the winter. It's the big beer time.
You know what? There was a little bit of a dew fall on the grass this morning. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Blimey. George P says Van Dijk or Ramos, as in Sergio Ramos. Right now, it's got to be Van Dijk. If you're choosing one or the other, I mean, Sergio Ramos. I don't think Sergio Ramos has ever been as good a defender as Virgil van Dijk, but he was very good in his pomp. But he's not that anymore. So Van Dijk for me. I won't tell my wife. My wife is a massive Sergio Ramos fan. I won't say that loud. But yeah, Van Dijk for me. Matt Hall says my beer profile pic has gone. Yeah, he says changed it. He's changed it. He's got rid of the Sesame Street character. He's now a real person.
Well, I'm going to go for a quick pee before we do the next one. Just
Crack on. Oh, Beer Dog says, I strongly believe that anyone who doesn't like logjam is very wrong, though. What was that even described as? Was that just the wild ale? I can't even remember what John actually labelled that as. Bert, not beer. Your Bert profile, that's the one. You're confusing me, Matt. You're confusing me, changing your pictures halfway through. I don't know. Alan Mead is in. Hello, Alan. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, mate? Mark says, cheers, mate. Sharing the love, baby. Sharing the love. Evening, Mark, and the Craft Beer Hub, and Irish Guy, Alan Mead. Hope you both well. Luke says, I can't hear anything, so I'm in a busy venue. However, Chris does not seem to be swaying like he's on a boat, which is a good sign. Give it time. I got a video. We was on the tube. We were on the tube on the way home from GBBF the other week, and Chris was sat opposite me on the tube, and he was literally doing this.
It was the movement of the tube train. It was making me do that.
That's what it was. Total deadpan face. It was just like, just swaying. And I felt like if he was all right, but it was too funny, so I just carried on videoing it.
I was definitely hammered. There's no denying it. I was absolutely mullered. And then when we got back to yours, it literally sounded. How long did it take me to download the Uber app? About an hour. So I couldn't see it.
We come back tomorrow. We're all sitting in the garden. Me, Chris, John, having a few more beers. I bought an ice bucket out. We're drinking more beers in the garden. And me and John are chatting away, drinking the beers. And I suddenly thought to myself, Chris has gone well quiet. And he sat there just like fiddling with his phone. Got it about that close to his face. And he was honestly there for a solid hour or so. Yeah, he was plastered. It was funny. Alan says, haven't seen those beers in Ireland yet, but we normally get them a few months after the release. If you're referring to the Vocation ones, as far as I'm aware, you can only get them from the Vocation brewery. So I don't know if they're putting them in supermarkets. I wouldn't have thought so. But yeah, I'm assuming Vocation delivered to Ireland. I wouldn't have thought that'd be an issue. Big boys, aren't they? Carpet says, hello, Beard Dog and Mark J. George is laughing. CJ says, Mark says, food poisoning. I say Irish flu. We've all seen his pint of Pringles. Blimey, we're going back now, aren't we? We're going back a bit. Jim says, any luck finding the Sierra Nevada liquid hoppiness? Yes, I have found it, but I haven't ordered it. It is on the Sierra Nevada website over here now, so we can get it, but I just haven't ordered it yet. But I might have to put an order in because there's quite a few new beers that have come out this week on there that I quite like the look of. So I will get it. So yeah, stay tuned. There will be a review at some point. Cheers, Jim. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for joining us. What are you drinking? Shark's in. Here he is.
Evening, Kev.
I woke up this morning about 6:30. I was getting ready for work, and I whacked on YouTube, and there he was doing a live stream because it was about 11 o'clock at night. His neck of the woods. Yeah. So he was sat there drinking Oktoberfest beer. So that was quite nice to wake up and see our friend Kevin in California. So hope you're well, Sharp, mate. Are you drinking now, or is it still a bit early your way? Was it about What's the time now? 7? What is it, about 11 o'clock in the morning your way now? 11 going on 12. He's ready. He's ready. Let me polish off his yeah. Let me pour a bit of water. Give it a rinse. Oh, that's the gold one. Don't want it. Right, here we go. So, Hazy. Hazy. So this is the Life and Death Hazy edition. 6.5%, so the same ABV as the original. There is the can, a dark green can as opposed to the black. Yeah, you know what you're getting. So a hazy version. Hazy. Straight away, there's a much more hoppy aroma to this.
Oh, the aroma is immense. Oh.
Cool. Perfect.
That's just life and death all over.
Yeah. I'll put it in without spilling it. Yeah, boy.
Pardon me.
Pardon me.
It's just life and death. It's.
So this is in a glass. It's yeah, it's definitely much hazier. Much hazier.
Yeah.
Get me started. Straight away, I'm just getting more of the Citra and Mosaic tropical elements on that aroma. There's that almost touch of dankness.
That's what I'm getting a lot of, is the dankness. The tropical's there, but for me, it's more the dank. Almost smells like it's going to be bitter and piney on the taste, just from the aroma.
That's got a more inviting aroma for me.
That's fantastic aroma.
Yeah. All right, let's get stuck in. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that they need to make sure they need to release that.
They need to release that.
Does not need to remain as a special edition.
Oh.
That has got to be released all the time.
Mm. Oh, straight away. Everything.
That's fantastic.
Everything's different.
Yeah.
Everything's different. The body, the mouth feels completely different. It's softer. It's fuller. You're getting that tropical, that sort of touch of pineapple, that passion fruit, a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
And then there's the piney and the bitterness touch on that sort of more West Coast side at the back end, but it's not as
very
because
it's very West Coast like.
Yeah, it's much more balanced.
Rachel. I'm sure she's in the kitchen. Rachel.
She's left. She's like, no, he's getting drunk.
I need some kitchen towel. This is well overflowed. I'm sure she was in the kitchen. I'll have to go and get some.
He spilled it.
Oh, she's in the garden.
Just
overflowed the glass. That was all.
Oh.
She's in the garden. That's why she can't hear me.
She's sitting chilling with a bottle of wine.
No, she doesn't really drink wine anymore.
No,
she likes prosecco and she likes gin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's lovely. That is lovely.
It's better than normal life and death.
It's just, yeah, that is proper.
You do get the dankness as well, but you get the sweetness, like say, of the tropical fruits, moving into that kind of hoppy, dank, bitter finish. The mouthfeel, like you say, is better. That is glorious. That needs to be released as a permanent edition, not a special edition.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
It's got that balance, isn't it?
Yeah,
that you expect from Life and Death, but it's just, for me, it's just slightly more enhanced.
Well,
only slightly, I will say. I'm never going to sit here and knock Life and Death because I think it's a perfect IPA. But the fact that this hasn't been filtered I think it just gives it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more punch.
Yeah, it's definitely got a bigger kick.
Yeah, that's belted. That is what I want. That's what I want.
Then it begs the question, but it has to beg the question, then how good's that one going to be? It
does make you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because that's even more ramped up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a sneaky feeling this one's going to be my favourite out of the three.
I think going on that, because I mean, I don't think Life and Death needs improving. I don't think it needs upgrading as such. But if they can do different iterations of it, then I'm glorious. I'm obviously intrigued. But that's lovely.
But run them both. Have both. Have the normal Life and Death and that one.
Yeah, just keep making it. Keep making it.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculously good.
Yeah, that is lovely.
I will order more of that before it stops.
How much would I'm gonna have a quick butchers on the Vocation website, just double check the prices. Because if you're watching this and you're thinking I might invest,
I can't remember.
Which I can recommend.
You're looking, so I won't look. But that's I can't remember the price I paid for the three of them. But yeah, I really believe that's going to be the best one out of the three. I do think the gold is going to be very good, but I think it's just going to be a bit maybe too much. So it's going to have to be the Hazy. I think that is just going to be the best one, and I want more.
Quite possibly. If we have a better beer than that tonight, and I'll tell you what, it's gonna have to be pretty special.
Yeah.
I
mean, without doing your job of going through the comments, I agree with Gaz. It's got that West Coast taste. It's definitely. Yeah. I love the West Coast, and I can see on one of Gaz's comments, he says it's got that West Coast taste, and it has.
It has, but it's
quite amplified.
It's got that balance as well. Like I say, it's got that touch of New England about it as well. It's got that sort of tropical touch. Right, here we go. So the session edition, which was the first one we done, that's £2.75 a can.
That's a good price.
The hazy that we're drinking now, £3.25. Jesus, that's a bargain.
That is a bargain.
And the gold that we're drinking last is £3.75.
Was that all the gold was? £3.75.
£3.75.
Wow.
So honestly, I would get onto the Vocation website now and fill your boots, ladies and gentlemen, because
absolutely, without a doubt,
that's a bargain. And just this Hazy alone, that's a 440ml can, £3.25. If that was on your supermarket shelf, you wouldn't think twice.
No,
you wouldn't think twice. I'd fill my basket with that. That's another thing I like about Vocation. They don't go over the top with their prices, but they're doing IPAs for me that's still as good as a lot of the top breweries out there right now. For me,
it is so similar to a West Coast.
Yeah,
it's just, and I love. It's one of my most favourite styles, West Coast.
Yeah,
and that is just absolutely glorious. It really is.
Oh, it is cracking, isn't it? You've got that tiny, slightly resinous West Coast IPA thing at the back, but it's just preceded by that slightly tropical sweetness of that. It's a worldie. It's a worldie, as we like to say over here. It's an absolute worldie. It's a top tier.
Like you said earlier, it's just so balanced, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way it transitions from the sweet, kind of then start moving into that kind of resinous, piney finish. The way it does that.
Yeah.
It is just so well balanced.
But
it's fantastic.
And again, that is the key word. It's not over the top, is it?
No.
It's not overly hoppy. It's not in your face. Well, I mean, a lot of people talk about Verdants and your Dayers.
Yeah.
And I've had some cracking beers from them breweries, but I've also had some beers from them where I've been like, it's a bit overkill with the hops.
Yeah.
It's a bit OTT, and I'm like, I'm not sure I can finish it. You know, sometimes it's just too hoppy. Sometimes it's too flavoursome, you know. They lose a little bit of that drinkability sometimes.
Yeah,
in their quest to make these massive hoppy beers, you know. Yeah. That's one thing Vocation I've never really had so far.
No, the problem with some of those beers that get really hoppy, is you do end up getting that once you start having a couple of them, you start getting that build up of hot burn in your throat, and it almost becomes uncomfortable, and you want to switch to something else. But that is just so beautifully balanced.
Yeah,
you're not going to get it.
It's wonderful. It is wonderful. It really, really is good. I got a super chat from Kenny Joe, a $10 super chat. Wow, thank you, Kenny. He's got to go. He's got to go. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Really appreciate that, mate.
Really take you and the wife well, mate.
Take care of yourself, buddy. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much for your constant support, mate. Guy's an absolute legend.
Oh, he's a legend. Great guy.
Lovely guy. Mark says, hello, Mr. Wilson. George P says, true, but the club has let him down and the team. So arguments from both sides. Yeah, the Cristiano Ronaldo debate. Yeah, I'm I don't know, perhaps I'm old school, but as far as I'm concerned, if you sign a contract, then you're loyal. You know, you work for the club. It's not the other way around. You know, I agree. He's a commodity, Cristiano Ronaldo. There's no two ways about it. But if you sign a contract with a football club, then you owe them your allegiance and you work your bollocks off for them until you're out the door. Just no two ways about it for me. CJ, wherever it was rancid. Is that rugby Chinese, Mark? He's on the Duval Triple Hop Citra now.
That's a nice beer, the Triple Hop Citra. I like that one.
I wasn't keen.
No, because it's Belgium. Of course you wouldn't be.
Surprise. I think I reviewed it thinking it was going to be, I thought if there was ever a Belgian beer that's going to get me in, it's going to be this one because I love Citra beers. I didn't like it. George Pierce is 18 Premier League goals in the worst United team in history, to be fair. Yeah, he carried his weight last season, but he's still got a contract. You can't just put a load of goals away one season and say, right, I'm done now. That's not how it works. You know, it's not how it works. Hello, Mark, says Alamede. Dave said hello to Jim. Hello to Kevin. So we've got our friends in America in. It's great. Everyone's chatting to each other. Mark saying hello to Alan. Alan saying he's doing the hand thing. The hand thing. I'm not really sure what the hand thing is. Is that thing? Is that thing?
What does that mean?
Back a day. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure what it is. I'm busy beating the shit out of my microphone here. Sorry if you're hearing that. Alan says, hello, David Wilson. Hope all is well. Did you enjoy the AJ fight last week? It was a laugh. I did enjoy the fight, actually. I thought it was a good fight. You know, I thought the result was fair. I thought Usyk was by far the winner, but I thought AJ gave a much better account of himself, which was what I was hoping for. I was hoping for AJ win, to be honest. I realised as the fight went on, I was getting more and more like, come on, AJ. I wanted him to win, but it just didn't quite happen. So it's one of them. But I thought it was a good fight. I did enjoy it.
How much he embarrassed himself after the fight. It just ruined it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too fussed about that. The guy lost. He was upset. He was emotional.
I get that. And I do get that. And I like people that show a bit of emotion and a bit of passion, but it just went on for too long. He went on for too long with it to the point where it was becoming quite cringy. It was a bit
cringy. I don't want to focus on that too much. I think a lot of people have made a lot out of it, and I'm just like, the bloke's just lost a fight. You know, he's put months into that, and he's lost. He's upset. He was a bit emotional. He let his emotions get the best of him. It happens. Who cares? You know what I mean? You move on to the next one, and hopefully you will do. Beard Dog Shark, Brune, how you doing? Hope you're well. Dave says, thanks, Alan. The drink is 2 p.m. Oof. Dave's on a session, ladies and gentlemen. David is on a session.
Good man.
Sharky Boy says, hello, Beard Dog. It's been a while. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Everyone's thanks. It's great. Alan mentioned AJ. I'd say he woke up the next day and said, yeah, I reckon he would have felt the same. Because they did a press conference after the fight, didn't they? And he broke down in tears in that one. So he wasn't in a good state after that, you know, and I think that's totally understandable, you know. Not bad, cheers, Kev. Guess it is crack the Hazy. We're on it, son. We're enjoying it. That's how far behind I am. I apologize. Bloody beer. Let me catch up with this. Noon. I am ready to have some. Oh, you slag. So Sharky Boy's got the Via Stefana Fest beer already.
Nice.
I mean, if you've not had that, it's well worth the money. Chris, Trembling Madness did a Oktoberfest mixed box last year. Excuse me. And it was like the best 35 quid I've ever spent on beer. It was amazing. And that was in it. And it's a stunner. Absolute stunner. They said, Sierra Nevada sent me 6 beers rather than 12.
Oh, sweet. Oh, not so sweet. 6 rather than 12.
Rather than 12. I ordered, oh, Christ, 6 Optimum missing. Added 1 rather than 7. Did get the liquid one, though. Oh, dear. That's not good. Sierra Nevada ballsing up your order. That's not the one. I'm assuming they're going to rectify that situation, Dave. I hope
so.
I was going to order a load of beers to review as it's payday, but as the car failed the MOT, oh shit! I ought to pay for the repairs needed. Yeah, unfortunately, that does take priority, doesn't it? Really, I think for most people's lives, it's I kind of get you onto the other situation that everyone's talking about at the moment is the cost of living. I don't want to bore them. I know everywhere you turn, I can barely watch the news at the moment. So I'm just sick of hearing about it. But it's everyone's just got to be careful, haven't they? You know, watch the pennies. You know, if we watch the pennies, we're all sensible. If we all keep working hard, if we can, if we're in that situation where we can, we'll be all right. You know, but what can you do? Did anyone see the new Sliced Alone movie, Samaritan? Nice to see a movie that isn't woke. I've not seen it.
I've not even heard of it.
No, that's a first for me. I've not heard of it. Sliced Alone. I like Sliced Alone. He's done some great films, hasn't he, over the years?
Oh, he has. But how old is he now?
He's got to be what, 70, isn't he? Easy.
Got to be. And he has done some great films over the years, without a doubt. Yeah. But that one I've not heard of. But I'm now going to have to Google how old he is because he's.
I watched his latest Rambo and I loved it. I loved it. It was just so over the top violent. I was just like, yes, man film.
76. 76.
76.
76.
Bloody hell. I thought he was like edging on 70. I didn't realise he was like pushing his late 70s. That's extreme.
Fair play to him. Still cracking out movies at 76.
Still busting the iron as well, isn't he? By the looks of things, he's still a unit.
Yeah, fair play.
No, that's not good. Captain Miss, I like the idea of a non-woke movie. The last James Bond was a worst example of woke. It was a bit, wasn't it? It was a bit. Replacing him with, they were referring to like a new agent, weren't they? Replacing him with an old agent at the end. It was just like, you know, I don't know. Yeah. I can get into a whole rant about that, but I'm not.
I really could.
There's other channels for all that kind of nonsense if you want to watch them.
Yeah.
Kevin, email sent hoping for a good customer service. Yeah, they'll look after you. I'm sure they will. David Wilson, I'm sure they will fix it. Just not with a Hopsman, though. Oof. I've got 2 bottles of that, and I haven't opened them yet. This year's version of Optimum. So perhaps I'll bring one over Monday. We'll have a go on it. It's only 11%. I'm sure we'll be fine. Because it's not that West Coast feel, but what? It's not that West Coast feel, but an ovary feel. An
ovary feel.
Ovary feel. It's.
I'll bring the wife in and ask her what ovary feel like, being that she's a midwife.
Ovary feel beautiful, and they should definitely release it. I agree, they should release it. I'm a little bit worried about the ovary feel, though. That stumped me a little bit. That one. The beautiful ovary feel. So I love an unfiltered West Coast. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oaty feel. He's corrected himself. Yes, I got that West Coast Oaty feel. I'm so glad you did that, guys. I'm so glad. I was a bit worried, mate. Jim says unfiltered beer is full of good vitamins. Absolutely. You get all the good stuff, don't you? Get all the good stuff. Yeah. But that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Dave, has anyone tried all 3 of these? We're trying, mate. We're working our way through. I don't know if anyone. Chris is hello, Chris. He says up the Chelsea. Have a good one, lads. Hope you're good, Pauline and Chris. I'm doing well. Chris, are you well, mate? Chris, I hope you're all right, mate. I know you've got to be upset when we nicked a late point at your place the other week. You know what I mean? You must have got over it by now.
Yeah.
Chris, bless him, he made the mistake of messaging me halfway through the game, laughing at me because Chelsea were.
Always a mistake.
When I got off the train and read the messages, I was just like, "Way!" Bless him.
You can't do it at half. You can't do it halfway through. You got to wait till 90 minutes.
That is a schoolboy. That was a schoolboy error, man. You don't do that. That is schoolboy error.
Yeah.
But Chelsea, good result for Chelsea again today. Sterling with a couple of goals, so they'll be all right. Chelsea will be all right this season. They'll be up there. We know
good signing, taking Sterling. That was a good signing, I reckon.
40 million, 45 million quid Sterling. That's a great buy.
It is.
He'll get you 15 goals easy this season. Easy. Let's not forget how good double rye IPA is too. I don't think I've ever had a double rye IPA. Yeah. I've had rye IPAs and enjoyed them, but I don't think I've had a double. We would be talking spicy and bitter, wouldn't we then? Excuse me. Where we at, guesses? I'm the same as you. I really struggle with Belgian beers, but I keep trying them. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't give up on them. I'm not going to give up on them, but it's just every time I have one, I'm just really underwhelmed. You know, I don't know. But I've got more behind. Chris is desperately trying not to say so. I've got more Belgian beers behind me. I've literally got Chimay. I've got Trappist Rochefort behind me. I've got a few beers behind me.
Which number Trappist is it?
It is number 6.
Yeah, that's tidy.
Yeah.
But you probably won't like it because guess what? You haven't grown up yet.
You haven't grown up. You're too immature. Match, the fight was good. AJ at the end was embarrassing. Academy Deli Ali is the brewdog.
That's a great comment. That is fantastic.
It's actually pretty good. That is awful, isn't it? That is so sad. It's so sad. Just to have that much talent.
Yeah.
And now he's in Turkey on loan. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Literally 5 years ago, we were talking about Real Madrid linked with like £100 million moves to Real Madrid, and it's just mad how a player can peak that young, and now he's just an absolute shadow.
Yeah, I think it's really sad.
It is.
It is really. There's something going on in his head that.
Yeah. Well, he had a shitty upbringing, by all accounts. He had a really crap home life as a child, and I think I don't know, without knowing the guy or knowing what's going on, it seems like he had everything thrown at him really, really young. Yeah. And he had it all, and all of a sudden he's just something's gone. Something's gone up there, and he just can't seem to claw back what it was. So he was such a player.
It is sad, and he's still got that talent somewhere. And I find it really sad that people are really slagging him off and absolutely giving him a hard time. There's something wrong in his life. It's that simple. That once that's sorted, he might get it. He might get that form back. But for people to slag him off, I think, saying, "Oh, it's all about he's just got so much money now, he doesn't care." But that's not true.
Nah.
There's something wrong that needs tapping into.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible what's happening there, and you saw it happening. I mean, just the confidence was just getting shot. Even in sort of Pochettino's toward the end of Pochettino's reign at Spurs, he had a couple of injuries. I know he had a particularly bad hamstring injury that kept him out for a while, and that seemed to kind of coincide with the upturn in Heung-min Son's form at Spurs, and whether it was kind of the change in system, because obviously Heung-min Son was very much a kind of on and off player at Spurs at that point. It was Kane, Dele, and Eriksen.
That's right.
They were the front three, and it was it kind of coincided with Son becoming the player that he is now. Dele Alli getting his injuries, and he just couldn't get it back. He couldn't get back forms. It just it's horrible. There's a player in there somewhere.
There is.
I really hope we see it again. I really do.
Yeah.
David also says the Petrus Double recently in Lidl is a great beer.
I'll pick that up. I have looked at it a couple of times and left it on the shelf, but now David Wilson said that, I'll pick it up.
Might be worth a go. Chris says, no, the AJ speech was embarrassing. Juiced up bodybuilder. And I wonder if he'd done a speech like that when he left his job as a drug dealer. Oof. Oof. Chris going in hard. Chris going on hard on AJ.
Chris.
Say that to his face, I dare you. Paul, did you see an uptick in subscriptions after last week's low pub fight commentary? Not really. Not really, to be honest. I think because there's such a flash in the pan thing to do. Anyone could do a live stream commenting on a fight. The one I did before, I did the live stream watching the Eddie Hall versus Hathor Bjornsson fight because it was like a freak fight, wasn't it? It was, you know, two of the strongest men in the world having a boxing match. I got loads off of that. But I think that's because people couldn't get a decent stream. I think that was the only reason that happened. But the AJ fight did well. It got some really good views. The numbers did well. Lots of people seem to be watching it. But in terms of subscriptions, I didn't really do a lot. But I didn't really do it for that. I did it because I wanted to watch the fight and I fancied chatting about it whilst having a beer. So, you know. But yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. In terms of subs, it's a funny game, isn't it? YouTube. It's you never know.
Yeah, it is. But just in general, you know, we discussed it the other week. Your channel's flying, isn't it? It's doing so well.
It's done really well this year. The channel's been amazing. So yeah, thank you to everyone who watches on a regular basis. It has done really well. Flew over 6,000 subs the other week, which is just crazy. Yeah, mental. So I'm well chuffed with the way things are going. Honestly, delighted with it. It's amazing. So,
yeah, it should be. You've done well, mate. Done really well.
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, some videos just click and some don't. If I think if we all knew the secret, we'd all be doing it, you know. So there you go. Yeah. Here's a good one. For Chris and Paul. Would you rather have fingers the size of nipples or nipples the size of fingers? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Bloody hell. I think I'd have to go for the nipples the size of fingers because at least you can hide them. Like, tape them up or something. I don't know.
It's the size of nipples. Nipples the size
fingers the size of nipples. I mean, that's smaller than your knuckle, isn't it, really?
Yeah, but would you want that hanging off your nipples?
Your hands would look like that. That'd be your fingers. The knuckle bit, that'd be your fingers. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go for nipples the size of fingers. I'm gonna go for that and just tape them and wear like really baggy t-shirts. That's what I do.
Love that.
I love that, Chris. Rocky and Rambo are two of the best movie characters of all time. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, great. Completely agree.
Paul Beers moved on, lads. He's on the Northern Monk Divine Faith Twist Edition, double IPA, bloody lovely stuff.
That is good. That is. That is a good beer.
I like Northern Monk, man. They're another one of them breweries that generally get it right.
Yeah, especially in supermarkets as well.
Yeah.
They rarely put a bad beer in supermarkets.
Yeah, agreed. They've done a couple of fruity ones that I've not got on with because they were just fruit juice rather than beer.
Yeah.
But I mean, Faith, their pale ale, it's a great beer.
Yeah, great. One of the ones I really disliked was one of their ice cream IPAs. I think it was called a Neapolitan.
Yeah.
And I thought that was dreadful. But most of the time, anything by Northern Monk in the supermarkets is pretty bang on.
Yeah. I had their what's it called? Death. Is it Death and Glory? I had their Death and Glory this year. They release every year. Glory I couldn't get on with, but that's because I just realised I'm not really a fan of triple IPAs.
Yeah.
I just think they're a bit too much.
Yeah,
but
I've triple IPAs. I do find them a bit much.
Yeah. So does anyone really need a 10% IPA?
No, I don't see the need.
No, I don't think so. But Death, on the other hand, the Imperial Stout, which was 12.5%, was stunning. It was really good. It was one of the best beers I've had so far this year. It was cracking stout. Dave says, Chris, say yes. The Optimum is awesome. Have 3 more 2022 in the house. I want to have one a month till next release. I tell you what, Bigfoot will be out again soon, won't it? This year's iteration of Bigfoot. I've got a 2021 in the fridge. I'll have to crack open at some, but that's a beautiful beer. The Bigfoot, always a lovely beer. If you're a fan of your barley wines,
love it.
That's a lovely wine. They do some belters, Sierra Nevada. Massive fans. Have to dash 10 minutes or so. I have a certain 4-legged member of the house, Lannister, asking to go for a walk. Everyone knows that dog runs the house. Everyone knows that dog runs that cat. Yeah, it's a lovely blood ovary. That's it. A blood ovary taste to it. You always got to take it to another level, Paul. Yep. Animal. Jim says, Chris, beer dog will be back. Gaz says, crack the guard. My personal favourite of the Hazy is also beautiful. Dave says, agree with you, Gaz. Tried all at London Craft Beer Festival. Liked gold as a sweeter taste. Great idea for an anniversary release. Disco's in. Hello, Disco. Okay. Oi, beery, other muckers. Been at the brewery all day. Sounds like you've been at a brewery all day. I can't understand a word. So I'm at the curry house now. Can't speak and all. Tikka chicken. Here we go. What? What are you on about, Disco? It sounds like he's had an absolute skinful when he's having a Ruby Murray now. So it sounds like he's had a cracking day.
Fair play.
Jim says hi, Disco. Dave says hi, Disco. Enjoy. Jim says, Chris, such filth. Absolute filth from Chris. Love it. Jim says, has anyone seen the first episode of House of Dragons? I thought it was fantastic. What say you? I loved it as well, mate. I loved it as well.
Not heard of that.
Not heard of it. So what it is, did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I've never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones. However, in my perfect draft, I've just bought a keg of Mikella, and it's called Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they've done a few beers, haven't they? Related.
Yeah.
So Game of Thrones was the best TV show ever made, as far as I'm concerned. They ruined it towards the end. The writing got really weird, and they sped up the finish. But yeah, they've now basically, because it did so well, they're doing spin-off shows. It looks like they're going to do shows kind of dealing with the origins of the families within the show. So they've done one about the Targaryens who had dragons. And so this first episode of House of Dragons, the show's called, it was on the other night. It was terrific. It was violent. It was full of sex. It was perfect. Loved it.
Sounds amazing.
It's proper man telly. There's one point they were jousting. The two blokes fell off their horses, so it came down to hand combat. One geezer fell on the floor, so the other one tucked his axe into his face, and you saw it full on.
Nice.
It ripped half his face off as he pulled it away, and there was a geezer in the background throwing up. It was brilliant. Just brilliant television. Brilliant. You don't need X Factor or Love Island when you got stuff like that. That's all you need.
Is it Netflix?
No, it's on Sky.
Oh,
Sky Atlantic. It's quality TV. Great TV. It's what you want. Which would be worse, Donald Trump's wife's Fanny or Boris Johnson's wife? What would be worse?
Ooh.
I think Donald Trump's missus is a bit of all right, you know.
They're both all right, to be fair.
I can't picture Boris's missus off my head. I can't picture her.
I think we should put that to a female vote if my wife's in the kitchen. Rachel.
My wife.
Rachel.
Yes, dear.
Come hither.
Who would you ever go on first, Rachel?
I'm going to read this question because you look at a lot of fannies. So,
charming.
she's a midwife, so she looks at a lot of fannies. So, in relation to this question, which would be worse, Donald Trump's wife's fanny or Boris Johnson's wife's fanny? Yeah, so I did. I blew my cheeks on that one.
Well,
That was the only thing I blew. But
how many children has Donald Trump's? Well, it depends which wife you're talking about.
Donald,
that's a good
she's
question.
off you, isn't she?
How many
Donald.
kids? Yeah.
No, but he's got loads of kids, but the current wife isn't the mother of them.
No. That's
Oh,
true.
that's young.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't actually go there. It's just a trophy wife.
I was going to say the same thing. There's no way Donald's getting up that.
Yeah, no.
Can he even get it up?
But Boris actually has had a child with that poor woman.
Yeah, I'm with Rachel. I'm with Rachel.
Yes.
I'm all over the Trump.
Yeah.
Over the Trump.
Yeah.
You're all over the Trump.
I'm all over the Trump, mate.
All over the back of Trump.
Yeah, I would be more interested in seeing the Trump.
I think it's going to be a bit tidier.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll go with a wife. I'll go with Donald's.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been there for a long time,
Yeah.
so it's going to be.
It's going to be quite tidy because he's not been there for a while.
That's it. And they got a few bob, so she might have paid it made a little bit tighter. You never know.
Tight as a mouse's ear. Happy day.
Tight as a nun-spatch. You know. You never know. You never know. Chris, the only reason I asked that, would you rather, is because my ex had nipples the size of fingers. Jesus. The slag. The slag. Oh dear.
Let's see.
He's had a life, as Chris. He's got a story.
Oh, I like this Chris dude. I like him.
He's a funny motherfucker. Just have a good weekend, lads. Happy, but it is a bank holiday. I keep forgetting it's a bank holiday this weekend. Got an extra day, haven't we?
Some of us are working.
Oh no! What, you working every day?
Are you working on Monday?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working. People give birth, don't they? It doesn't matter if it's a bank holiday.
Fannies everywhere. I don't know.
Fannies everywhere. What a great job.
Fannies everywhere. Looking at fannies. I watched the new Dragon show. It was all right. It was all right. Just Captain Me. I enjoyed it. It's just nice to see.
After Boris's wife, you know, that's not going to be pleasant, is it?
No. We do see some horrible gossips.
Looked after Boris's wife, but you know,
She's still talking about fannies on the way out to the garden.
She loves a fanny. She loves a
She loves to be a fanny.
That's why I'm married to you, love.
That's right.
Be a fanny as well.
Can't be.
They call him the Mad Muffer. This is there's also a Lord of the Rings show. There is on Amazon. Looking forward to that.
So we're going the other way now. We've talked about fannies. Now we're talking about rings. Is that where we're going?
Yeah. There we go. Bish bash bosh. For those a bit more partial to the other end. Yeah, there you go. Wallop. Love it. So yeah, we've got fannies and rings. But that does look good. I love the Lord of the Rings films. I don't know about yourself, but I thought they were terrific.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
Terrific. Right, I've got a rinse me glass. I polished off the hazy. That was delicious.
That was amazing. Love that. Absolutely loved it.
I'm going to get stuck into the gold. Are you ready to
Let's
pour
do it. I'm well ready for the gold. That's what we're packing on the ABV 7.4.
7.4, yeah. So here we go. Vocation, life and death in the gold can. It looks lovely. It's like a gold bar. Looks lovely. 7.4. Oh, life and death, but with more alcohol in it. Oh, smells sweeter on the aroma. Now, disclaimer. I tried this at London Craft Beer Festival, but I only had a small measure. So I couldn't determine a proper opinion on it yet. I'll tell you what the first thing though, that's poured a bigger head.
It has.
Than the other two. Has it done the same for you?
Yeah, it's nice.
Bigger head. Nicely carbonated. That's really carbonated. I can hear the fizz on that. Bosh. I love that can.
It's a great can.
Are you a fan of the new Vocation artwork? Personally,
No.
I am.
No, I'm not overly keen.
No?
I do dislike it, but I don't like. I don't know. What's the snake in the skull about?
But it was always on it, wasn't it? It was always on it, but it was in the back. It was very much in the background. It was one of the little background illustrations on the last can.
I think it's modern.
Yeah.
I do think it's a modern look. I don't know.
For me, the snake and skull is cool. It's the sort of thing you get tattooed.
Christopher, you said no. Don't like it. Now you're backtracking.
Can you hear her?
I can hear her having a go about something.
I prefer the original. She's cussing me, saying I'm backtracking, saying that I like the original.
I prefer the new, if I'm honest. I prefer the new.
I prefer the old. I thought it is modern. I agree. It's modern, and that's where her over there in the kitchen, where she should be, is saying it's saying I'm backtracking. But I like the
flying shoe.
I thought it was more sort of a classic look, where I think that
it was understated, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and I like that. I let the beer do the talking with the original.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. The snake, the crow, the skull, it's badass, and in the gold as well. It makes it look pretty classy.
I love the gold. I do like the gold.
Right. Oh, hello. Kent is in Belgium. Kent's smashing up in Belgium. Speaking of Belgian beer, Craig is there now.
Oh, Kent, you ledge.
Look at that. How are you, Craig? Where are you in Belgium? And what are you drinking? Me old China. So that's sweet on the aroma straight away for me.
Yeah, there's not so much of the sort of dankness on the aroma.
No.
Much sweeter. Tropical, sweeter, less on the dank.
There is a sweet. There's a sweetness to it.
Yeah, there is.
I'm not getting. I prefer the aroma on the hazy.
Oh,
I'm gonna get stuck in it. But there's the colour of it. It's slightly darker for me. Hazy as you like, slightly darker. I'm gonna get stuck in. Cheers, mate.
Oh shit, that's good as well. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's bloody good.
Oh, that's tricky, because I thought the middle ground was going to be the best, but that is very good. Oh. You're getting it all with that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's lit. I'll tell you what, I'm getting warmth. I'm getting a bit of the booze on that. All of a sudden, there's a bit of a warmth.
There is a gentle warmth.
Yeah, it's slightly more boozy. Oh, that's making me smile. That's making me smile. That's very good. That's very good.
That's pretty special, that. Beautiful sweetness at the front. A beautiful sweet. Lovely tropical. Lovely mouthfeel. Moving in to that beautiful pine, hoppy, bitter finish, just like that one did.
Yeah.
But
there's a sweetness. It's sweeter. It's a more. I'm not even sure what it is. I'm not even sure what I could put that down to.
There is a bit of malt running through it. You get the sweetness of all those tropical type flavors, but not super sweet. Running into the malt, which then runs into that. Here goes the stupid bloody hand stuff. Running into that piney, bitter, hoppy finish, and a beautiful transition right the way across the palate.
Yeah,
that's stunning. That is stunning.
I'm cheating. I read the can, and the word that they've used is exactly the word I was looking for. Resinous.
Yeah.
It's more, that sweetness is more of a resinous, hoppy flavour. It's just stronger. When you associate with doubles, sort of double IPAs, you get that slightly sweeter, more resinous, hoppy profile. You're getting that on this, but it's not overpowering. It never becomes overpowering. It's still balanced.
It's not overpowering.
Pardon me.
On the back, it says, and an even punchier resinous finish. It has got a resinous finish, but you get it on the front as well with the sweetness. You've got a little bit of resiness on that sweetness, which stops it being overly sweet.
Yeah,
again, it's the same word we use with the other one. It's the balance.
Yeah.
And
I'd see. Like I say, but they're saying in the finish. I disagree. That slightly resinous, slightly sweeter note. I'm getting to the front towards the mid.
Yeah.
It's up front for me.
Yeah.
And the back end, it's still there, but you still got that slightly piney, bitter finish that you got with the hazy in the original.
Absolutely.
But
and that's where the balance comes in, doesn't it? Because it does each level so nicely. It just, I don't know what word I'm looking for. I don't know if mold's the right word, but it just molds into the next one.
It blends.
Blends.
Yeah.
That's the word. It does. Yeah. It blends. And you can always tell when I really like a beer because this fucking hand goes mental. Yeah.
Royal wave out the window there. That's a lovely beer. Lovely beer.
Have a try. No, she's off. She won't try. But yeah, that's the best one out of 3. That is the best one out of 3.
Oh, is it? Is it taking over the hazy for you?
It has, yeah. I really thought the hazy would be the one. But no, I think this is better. Without doubt.
Because I'm stuck in my ways. But for me, at the moment, the hazy is still my favourite.
No, I think this is almost. I think the gold's got a softer mouthfeel than the hazy.
I agree with you on that. I think you're right. It is really soft.
Yeah,
it's so soft that I'm almost spitting as I talk. It's very soft.
7.4%. That is a very soft mouthfeel.
Yeah, it hasn't thinned out at all, has it? It's full-bodied. It is tropical. I'm going to say it's not as pronounced tropical as the hazy or the original, but that sweetness, that more resinous sweetness, it works really well with that piney bitterness that you're still getting at the back end. It is a beautifully balanced IPA. It's got a lovely bit of body to it, lovely malt bill. It's a beautifully made IPA. I can't knock it. I can't knock it at all. If I was just picking this off of a shelf, just a Vocation 7.4% IPA, I'd want to buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the fact they've put life and death on it, it's just a ramped up version of life and death. It's
fantastic.
It's fantastic. That's the word. It's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's £3.7. Was it? What did I say? It was £3.25, £3.75 a can.
I think so.
Let me just double check the price. Let me just double check.
You still have it on your phone for its price. That it's just a very, very, very good beer, and even for its price,
£3.75, £3.75 for a 7.
I've paid a lot more for beers that haven't tasted that good.
Oh, God, yeah,
easily.
That's
fantastic.
Yeah, Vocation have knocked it out of the park with this. They've done some absolutely beautiful beers there. Speaking of nipples, House of Dragons carried on the tradition from Game of Thrones with some serious flesh scenes. They didn't mess about, did they? Literally about halfway through, they was in a brothel and there was just people banging each other left, right, centre. It was great. It was great. Mark says, just got back and you're talking about fannies. Donald Trump's fanny sounds like an M&S advert. Yeah, this isn't just fannies. Captain Mick says, can I check, was Chris going with a cow? Did Dennis Wise hold up the tail? Can I check, was Chris going with a cow? Bloody hell. We're going way back here. Chris is only young. I don't suppose Chris would have watched Chelsea when Dennis Wise was playing for him, to be fair. He might still be in the chat. I don't know if he should watch Dennis Wise play. We're going to burp again. There we go. Mark, those why we come to this channel, for this highbrow, thought-provoking entertainment. We get asked the questions that everyone wants answering.
Exactly.
Chris, put it out there. And Paul put it out there with the vagina question. Sharks is 7.4. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
See, now we're in Sharks territory, because obviously in California, you only get big IPAs in America. They don't trust us Brits with them because they know it'll end in a fight. So we don't get them as much as the Americans do, Gaz says, just crack the gold. It's life and death on steroids. Beautiful, in my opinion. Totally agree, Gaz. It's a belter, isn't it? It is a belter. It's a lovely beer.
Excuse the rustling in the background. The
Okay.
wife's back in a box. Because we've just moved. If anybody doesn't know, we've not long moved house. And there's a box on our dining room table. And it's labelled gin. And the wife's ripping that open like she rips my pants off.
Oh, like this.
Oh no! You get that slight look of trepidation. It's like, oh no, what am I dealing with? What am I dealing with? It's this increasingly drunken conversation, and the missus is like, "Oh, for God's sake, I've got to get the gin out." That's what's going on.
She's a good girl. She loves
She's
it.
a legend. She's a legend. Is your missus? Love her a bit. Dave says, "Hi, Craig. Hope you're having a good time." Yeah, ditto, mate. Hope you're having an absolute belter out there. Absolute belter. I do fancy Belgium. I do, and I'm not even a Belgian beer fan, but I still want to go out there and try it. You know.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to go out there one weekend. Do a weekend out there.
Definitely. I've been told you got to go to Degar. Is Degar in Brussels? Do we know?
Not sure.
Apparently, the Degar is like still regarded as like the best triple in the world. And apparently, the Degar pub is like this tiny little. It's like a house, basically. It's like a tiny little house, and they only let you drink three glasses of the triple. And then after that, you can drink whatever you want, but they only give you 3 glasses of the triple. That's your maximum. And they said it's down like a random alley. You wouldn't even know it was there, is what I've been told. So I don't know if Craig's been to Degar, but apparently it's like supposed to be a legendary venue. Paul says, which would be worse, lying on a wet stain mattress in a smackhead squat, or lying on a pile of bag ladies' mushy and dirty knickers? Oh God. Jesus. What's a bag lady?
A bag lady is like a female version of a tramp, isn't it?
Oh, right. Okay. A bag lady. Mushy and dirty knickers. Oh, Jesus
I'd
Christ.
probably go with lying on a pile of bag ladies' mushy and dirty knickers.
What the fuck are you talking about now?
I don't want to lie in someone's wet-stained mattress.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know.
I'm torn, man. I don't really want to be in either of them predicaments, if I'm honest. But
This conversation has gone very
South.
very, very quickly. I mean, it's just 9 o'clock.
How dare you? How dare you? This is the class of the people that come into these chats. I'll have you know.
What was the question?
Which would be worse?
Oh,
lying
okay,
on
so
a
someone
wet-stained
posted this.
mattress in a smackhead squat, or lying on a pile of bag ladies' mushy and dirty knickers?
Okay, I just thought that this came about during your conversation between the two of you. So
when I say we're going on a live, you know that means there's other people watching.
yeah, I know. Probably get a fucking.
Me and Chris, we are civilized. We are civilized gentlemen. We're
very civilized.
No,
It's the people in the comments that are lowering the tone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're just going along with it.
We can't control. We can't control the comments. We can't.
This is what the public wants. This is what the public wants. They want these conversations.
There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can
do. You won't get this love on anyone else's channels.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the bag ladies' mushy, dirty knickers, because I'll be worried about waking up with a needle stuck in my arm or something.
I agree.
There's that extra risk. Smackhead squat in there, you know.
Exactly.
Craig says, just had a Hopus, Belgian blonde, probably the only blonde I have tonight, but you never know. I might, hey!
Good lad.
Good lad. Love it. Go on, Craig. Chris, Paul says, Chris, how are the Brussels slags?
I'm just going to the toilet again.
Stop, man. Gassy little buggers, these, huh? Fingers crossed for you, Craig. Yeah, go on, Craig. Get your end away, son. We're all rooting for you. We're rooting for you. And when you get hold of her, say, give her one from P. Give her one from Paul's Beer Reviews. And say it as you do it, mate. This one's from Paul's Beer Reviews. What up? Thanks for the live review. I follow you both and was really looking forward to this. I'm a massive Vocation fan. Top man, Gaz. We've appreciated having you along, mate. It's been nice having someone drinking the beer alongside us, mate. It's been nice. These have been superb. These beers have been absolutely superb. And we've still got, say, a bit of the gold left, which is terrific. Absolutely. So Vocation have knocked it out of the park again for me. 3 solid beers. Sorry, I meant Craig's legs. As the beer got a placenta taste about it. For fuck's sake, Paul. I don't know why I read that one out. You're an animal. You're an animal. Ah, dear. Kent says, cheers, Mr. Wilson. I have no plans, internet. So, what? No plans, internet. So, moving to the next bar soon. Okay. Hopefully, I can rejoin soon. If not, have a marvellous stream. Craig, have fun, my friend. The fact that you've joined us at all, you're out gallivanting in Brussels is outstanding. You're a legend, mate. Have a great one. And hopefully we'll chat to you in a bit. We'll be on for a while yet. We're early doors here. Dave Wilson says, gold was my favourite, but all 3 worth drinking. The more I drink this gold one, the more enamoured I'm becoming with it. It is terrific, as Harry Redknapp would say. It's terrific. Terrific.
Terrific.
It's terrific. It was a terrific signing.
It is fantastic. It is my favourite out of 3. I really didn't think the gold would be, but it is.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It does everything.
I don't want to finish it.
I
don't want to finish it. I've got a can of the original Life and Death in my ice bucket next to me, but it's just that I don't want to finish this gold. It is lovely.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you could go from having the gold
going
to that can of the original
back down to the 6.5 original, which I love. I love. It's one of my
which
favorites.
is fantastic. The original, I agree. But that's incredible.
It is stunning. Beer Dog, you're back. I'm not sure when you left. I think we were kind of between the session and the hazy when you left. I mean, all in all, Vocation have, for me, and I think Chris would agree, they've knocked it out of the park with these beers.
Yeah, they have.
And the Vocation 7th anniversary celebrations, the session, it's a really good session IPA in itself.
Mm-hmm.
The hazy, which again is just a slightly better, that's a really hard thing to say, a slightly better version of the original Life and Death. And we're on this gold one now, which is a stronger version. It's the 7.4. Both absolute stunners.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning IPAs. And it's the balance. It's that word. It's the balance. If a beer is balanced, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. If there's not one particular element to the beer that's over the top or in your face, it just makes the beer so much more drinkable. You know,
what they've done with all 3 of them, which is incredible as well, is they have kept it true to Life and Death, and that I think is pretty incredible to keep all 3 of them. Where you think, yeah, that's definitely got a link to Life and Death. I think they've done very, very well.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's unmistakably Life and Death, isn't it?
Yeah,
for all 3 of them. For all the differences and all the different nuances and intricacies of the beer, it's Life and Death.
Yeah,
they're brilliant. They are brilliant beers. I'm so glad that I've actually done it.
Yeah,
I want to buy more now because they're all under £4. They're all bargains. Like I say, the gold. If you haven't already, this is £3.75 a can from the Vocation website. That's a 7.4% IPA. You go into a bottle shop and see how far you'll get with £3.75.
Yeah,
you won't. It's a bargain.
Yeah. Do you know about my dislike of the term bottle?
You're not a fan, are you? Because and I get it, because you don't actually get that many bottles compared to cans in bottle shops anymore, do you?
It's a beer shop.
It's a beer shop.
It's a beer shop or an off license. It's that simple for me.
It's a funny
off license. Like the one in St Albans, they are called a beer shop.
Beer shop, yeah.
They're a beer shop, and if it's not a beer shop, It's an off license, and I buy some cracking beers in off licenses. Even Bargain Booze near me near us sell good craft beers, but they're an off license.
Do you know what I did? I went into Bargain Booze the other day and I bought a Torp for my son, and it was shit. I bought Tiger. I bought Tiger beer because I hadn't had it like a draft version before, and it was worse than the bottle version. If I'm honest, that was, I should have reviewed it really, but I couldn't be bothered. But it was bad.
It's still an off license.
It's still an offie that does
the local offie near us, the one that's called the local offie, that sell an amazing range of Belgian beers which you haven't matured to yet. It's still an offie.
I'm too young for that, man. Too young.
Tudor Wines in Hitchin sell amazing craft beer, but they're called Tudor Wines.
I haven't been hitching for donkey's years. We'll have to go hitching together, man, because I don't know where I'm going in Hitchin.
There's a beer shop in Hitchin as well, isn't there?
There is. There is.
It's got a tap room attached to it.
That's it. So you can go and have a beer whilst you're looking at the shelves and thinking, what am I taking home with me? So
bottle shop's beer snobbery in my mind. It's just, I just don't get it.
Beer shop.
It's for yuppies. You're right, love. Yuppies. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Who calls them? Why do they call them bottle shops? I don't get it. Why would you call them a bottle shop? Doesn't make sense anymore, does it?
Australian.
Yeah, it's not a UK thing. Rachel's shouting from the distance. She thinks it's an Aussie thing. And I think she's right, actually. Because in Aussie, she is right, actually. She's 100% right. In Aussie, they are called bottle shops off licenses. So why in the UK, when we talk about craft beer, we talk about, oh, let's go to a bottle shop. When in Aussie world, they sell everything.
Aussie world.
Yeah.
They got a lot to answer for, them Aussies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Donovan and all that sort of stuff. They got time for that. Captain Meek says, you know who has a lovely mouthfeel? Blowjob Brenda. It's the best $2.99 you can spend.
Sweet.
I wouldn't even put it past you, Paul. That's the worrying thing, mate. I wouldn't even. $2.99. Blowjob Brenda. Oh dear. Henry's in. Hello, Henry. How you doing, mate?
Evening, Henry.
He says, hello. Paul's beer reviews, brother. Good evening, matey. Henry, if you don't know, not that way, that way. This is my mate, Chris. Chris and Chris's beer reviews. If you've not seen him, check him out. Absolutely legged. He's saying, good evening, all. David saying hello to Henry. Beer Dosh has just poured a Nipa from Bean Brewing. I picked up at Lidl today. It says Hazy on the can, but there's no trace of haze in the beer. Oh, dear. Lidl up to their old tricks again. They're so hit and miss. You do get some absolute belters from Lidl for the money, and then sometimes you just get some absolute dog poos.
Some of the little beers are ferocious.
It's not the one, but you can get Francis Carner in Lidl now, which is an upturn, and it's £1.59 a bottle, so that's worth the entry fee alone. Yeah. Not that you have to pay to get it to Lidl. I don't know why I said entry fee, but I don't know why I said that. Yeah,
the dude at the door of Lidl, £2 to come in.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Cut the quid, fella. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, I only want a bag of chips. Dave Wilson, my brother, not too bad. Cheers. How are you? Saying Captain Me. Dave Wilson said, good, thanks, Henry. Train home. Oh, dear. So Dave Wilson's on the train home now.
Ooh.
I hope you're not feeling too bad, Dave. He's spelling all right, so I assume he's okay. By the time I'm on the train home, I can barely look at a phone, let alone type.
That's better than my spelling on the train home.
Chris tried to send a text message. Instead, what he would do is go on Instagram and just scroll. That's kind of what Chris would do. It just wouldn't work. You might get an email or something if you're lucky, but I don't think you'd get a text from Dave. Dave from Chris on the train home when he's had a full. Good to hear, mate. Nice. Emery's laughing. Dave says, Chris, Rachel was awesome. Puts up with you.
It's a fair comment, Dave. She does. And I have to say it, without sounding too soppy, she is an incredible woman. And she's put up with so much over the years with me. She is quality, absolute quality, and I do love her to bits. There you go, done. Soppy over. Let's get back to It's a shitty smut.
Let's talk about fannies, rugby. Yeah.
But she is incredible.
I've only met her once, twice. No, I've met her a few times now, haven't I, actually, Rachel?
Yeah.
She came down the pub, which says all you need to know about her, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's a legging. She's a legging. And she looks a fanny. She's seen more fannies than any of us.
Yeah.
You know? So she's a goer. Shark says, Chris, it was nice to have known you. Your missus is going to ground you.
Nah, she knows who the boss is.
I'm not sure she does. Henry says hello, Shark. Same to Craig. Shark saying hello to Henry. Mark says this is a legit fanny talking and mushy, dirty knickers type of chat. It is. This is.
That's it.
Again, this is the conversation that you want on a Saturday evening at 9 o'clock or whatever it is.
There's no harm in delving into a mushy pair of knickers.
Mushy pair of knickers, as long as there's Donald Trump's wife's fanny
attached to the other end.
The other side of them. Oh dear. Captain, that's a good point. I haven't actually asked Captain what his choice was going to be.
That's a good question.
I'm guessing he's done both. Oh dear, Jack. In Liverpool, you wouldn't put nothing past what's going on with Liverpool. Shark says if we didn't have these kind of conversations, I'd be worried and wonder what is wrong. It's a good point. If it was too serious, it would be a little bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Henry says it's good to see you, Shark. It is always good to see Shark in the chat. I still find it amazing. He lives literally the most western point of the map when you've got it in front of you on a flat screen rather than a globe, and he's there having a beer with us. It is awesome, and he's a lovely guy.
Yep.
Captain Mix is going for the mattress. He's going for the skag head. The mattress and knicker situation is called my weekend. Shark, how is the hero? Ain't nothing like a quick rhythm of a well-worn mattress. That's true, though, isn't it? It's true. It's true. You get used to it. You get used to that noise. Oh, off it goes. Off it goes. He's doing better now. He's sick recently. Have I missed something? How's the hero? Oh, Christ Almighty! Is that? Are you talking about? You're talking about your old man, Kevin? Has your dad not been too good, or am I getting the wrong end of the stick here? Shark, good. He's on the mend. I know he's getting better. Is he starting to drink a beer? That would suggest that his dad's not been. I hope he's getting better. If he's drinking a beer, that means he's back to his normal self, which is what we want. Captain Mick's laughing at Jim. Mark's a bottle shop, like telling the Hulk to fuck off. I'm aware of Chris's frustration with the word bottle shop, and he has got a valid point.
I'm glad you agree, because some people really disagree with me on that.
It makes sense because it's not a bottle shop, is it? There's bottles in there, but it's predominantly cans now. Let's have it right.
Exactly. Yeah. I've mellowed out a bit on it. I used to get really frustrated by it, but I've mellowed out a little bit. Only a little bit, mind.
Only a little bit. It's a weird thing to get annoyed about, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, but if that's the only thing I can get annoyed about in life, then probably a good thing.
That's not bad, is it? You're not exactly gonna, gonna punch someone in the face over it, are you? Jim says meets adventures. Road to Fulham.
I think that means roll around the floor laughing my arse off.
Oh, I didn't have a clue.
I'm down with the kids.
You're down with it. You're down with the lingo. I ain't got a clue. That's too many letters, man. Too many letters. Rolling on the floor, laughing my arse off.
Laughing my arse off.
Do you really think Jim is rolling on the floor, laughing his arse off right now? I don't believe it.
Need video evidence.
Yeah, Shark says, I don't even call it a bottle shop. It's a liquor store. I'd love if we called them liquor stores.
Yeah.
A liquor store. Captain, I went to Blackpool, have a pharmacy and an off license in one shop. Shut up. Get your script on white side of your slags.
That wouldn't surprise me. Black.
Oh mate, Blackpool is rough, isn't it? It is rough as old boots. I went there when I haven't been there since I was about 11, and even then I was very aware how ropey Blackpool was. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't go back there now. Dump. I'm sorry to anyone if you live in Blackpool. It's just ropey as fuck. Huntington Beach Liquor and Drugstore used to have an excellent assortment of boutique California beers back in the day. That's mental, isn't it? You go there to get better. And by the way, here's some IPAs if you fancy it. And he said, cheers, Chris, mate. Big thumbs up. Jim, stuffed sandwich near Pasadena was another good one. Stuffed sandwich. Is that a name of a store? Stuffed sandwich. That's a great name. The dragon soup. Oh, no, not the dragon soup. Have you ever had dragon soup?
Yes.
Was it as bad as I figured it's going to be?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I picked one up a while back and I thought, I'll review that. I'll put it on my channel. I'll review it. And then one day I thought, I'm just going to open it and see what it's all about. And yeah, it was dreadful. I didn't review it. I just thought it was dreadful. It just literally, I felt like my teeth were just eroding away as I was drinking it. Yeah.
Oh, no. I can't. I'm bad with a can of Coca-Cola, like a red Coca-Cola, the full fat one. I can't even drink them. I feel like my teeth are falling apart drinking them.
Yeah, it was vile.
Beer Dog says the best thing about Lidl is when they have the 6-pack of Belgians in. Not that you've matured to drink them yet.
Good lad, Beer Dog reviews. Good lad.
I'm not old enough to drink their ones, man. I'm not old enough to drink the Belgian ones.
But yeah, that Belgian box that Lidl do is generally pretty good. But as Beer Dog says, you've just not matured.
I'm not matured enough to drink them anymore. But they're like 12 quid, aren't they, for six pretty decent Belgian beers?
Well, they are decent Belgian beers, but you wouldn't know what a decent Belgian beer is because you won't give them the time of day. So.
I did have it a couple of Christmases ago. I took the plant and drank them, and I'll be honest, I did actually quite enjoy them. Was it the Golden Drac they had in there? That was quite pleasant.
Yeah, that's quite
pleasant. But yeah, I've never bought it again. They were all right, but I've never bought it again.
Do you like olives?
Take them or leave them.
There you go. See, that's just another example that you haven't matured.
Can we put that into the chat? Who likes olives in the chat? Really? Do we really?
The older you get, the better olives taste. It's the same thing. Same as a Belgian beer.
Does anyone really like olives? Is it just like a green thing that you put other stuff in to make it taste better? You know, really. Bit of cheese, bit of jalapeno or something. You know. He says, Mr. Wilson. Everyone's laughing at each other. Henry, like that. Says, cheers all. Catch me says, lads, if you're gonna get fisted, who would be the most gentle, John or Mark? That's an interesting one.
What a question.
I'll be honest, the first thing that comes to mind is that Mark would be quite a gentle lover. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Whereas John, I'm not too sure. I don't really want to think about it. If I'm brutally honest, yeah. I think Mark would be more gentle because Mark's also an electrician, so you can't really be aggressive with a job like that. You got to be intricate and precise. So I've thought way too much about it as it is. I'm not saying anymore.
I don't have to worry about that. It's simple. How low can we go? It's your channel.
Pretty low. It's Saturday night. We're drinking beers. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, you see, I've got no issues with being open about this. I haven't got a bum hole. I don't have one, so I don't have to worry about being fisted by who it is. So it doesn't bother me. The only problem, Paul's the one that's got the issue here because he's got one. I don't have a bum hole. Mine's all. My bumhole looks like Action Man. If you pull down Action Man's pants, it's just a line. That's what I have. I don't have a bumhole. Mine's all gone. So
for anyone who's a little bit worried about Chris's bum right now, would you like to elaborate, Chris? Do you want to tell everyone the situation?
Yeah, of course. I'm so open about it. Well, my bum's not open because it's not there. But yeah, I've got Crohn's disease, so I've got bowel disease. So my entire rectum has been completely removed, and it's all been sealed up. I've got a colostomy, so I shit in a bag. So I don't ever have to worry about being fisted or someone popping their what's it in my pooper. So
yeah,
that's Paul's issue, not mine.
So Chris is a frequent visitor of gay bars around the area as a result of this, because he can simply tease all the young lads in the area. So there you go. So he's an absolute tease. He's a cock tease. He's a disgrace.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing's going in there.
There you go. So Jim says, Chris, what rank were you in the SAS?
What rank would I be if I was in the SAS?
I'd have been the best one.
I don't know.
Top rank.
If I was in the SAS, what I'd be top rank. Simple as that. I don't know what the top rank is in the SAS, but it certainly wouldn't be the rank that takes it up the pooper, because I ain't got one.
You wouldn't have been the drill sergeant or anything like that.
there'd be no drilling.
Straight in there. Getting filthy on a Saturday night.
Late night love.
Late night love, baby. Mark says, Jesus, meaty, bit raw that. Chris, thoughts on knocking shops? What? Knocking shop as they are no knocking. Knocking shops?
Knocking shops, a brothel, isn't it?
Knocking shop. Oh, a brothel. Right, here we go.
Yeah. Stop it. Oi, stop that.
Is that your cat kicking off?
Oi.
Chris is about to kick your cat out the door.
I didn't quite go Kurt Zuma, but I gave it a little nudge.
Kurt Zuma. Never forget. Stuffed sandwiches at deli and sold beer. That sounds awesome. You could buy a beer and order a sandwich. The owner was full of sass. So good entertainment was had while eating. That sounds awesome. Sandwich and a beer. Oh, I love a sandwich after a few beers, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Mark says, not old enough. Feck off, Paul. You've been on that paper round of life, my arm. I am not. I am no spring chicken. But yeah, I have not matured enough for Belgian beer. Apparently,
No,
it is known.
It's still a whippersnapper.
Still a whippersnapper. Paul, do you like those Irish potato cakes with either haddock or Guinness stew all over it? No, I love Irish potato cakes. I didn't realise how much I love them until I went to Ireland recently. And they were on the menu at the wedding. And they were amazing. And I've had them since. I bought them in a shop. They had them in Sainsbury's. Like a set pack with like a really nice sauce for them. And I was eating them with Guinness. But I didn't have them with haddock. So my first option would be to have a Guinness stew with Irish potato cakes. I'd be all over that like a cheap suit, mate. I would love that. That sounds delicious.
I'm too busy chuckling at. I'm reading the comments. There's some amazing comments coming.
Matt says, I like olives now. Didn't when I was younger.
There you go. And that's Paul's problem. Paul's not matured.
I haven't grown up yet.
He's going to love olives and he's going to love Belgian beers, but he's not matured.
But I never used to like tomatoes when I was young. Now I love tomatoes.
I agree with that. I didn't like tomatoes. So you're getting there. I didn't like tomatoes as a kid, but now I love them. So you're on the right route. You're on there.
Yeah, we're getting that way. Mushrooms was another one. I never liked mushrooms when I was little. Now I fucking love mushrooms. Beating up my microphone again. Matt says, I love olives now. Didn't when I was younger. Yeah. Beer Dog says, I love olives. Oh, it's just me, innit?
There you go, Paul.
Shark says, olives in your beer. No. Why would you put olive in your beer?
Olives in some gins are really good.
Maybe.
No, maybe. They are.
But gin doesn't really taste of nothing, though, does it? Really?
I really swore then. I really swore. We've got at least 28 different gins in this house. I can guarantee I'll find one of those that you're like.
That could get messy. Matt says, not a fan of Belgian beers, though. He likes olives, but he's not a fan of Belgian beers, though.
You'll get there one day, Matt. Don't worry.
CJ, love olives green. Excuse me. And colour matter? I don't even know what it is. Not so much black.
I prefer green over black olives.
Oh, there you go, then. I'd about to accuse CJ of blatant racism.
I love all olives. Let's be all inclusive. I love them all.
Only black olives. Jim says, I've got a bottle of cheese stuffed olives in the cupboard. See, I would eat that. Oh, cheese. I'd say I've had olives with cheese in them. I thought they were quite nice.
Yeah.
I think I've had olives with cheese and jalapeno in them as well. I thought that was really nice. Mark says, Chris, we love you, bud. No bummer.
You know, I love not having a bumhole. It's quite nice because not having a bumhole means when I need to go to the toilets, if I just need a pee, I look at some toilets, like public toilets, for example, and I look at these toilets that I'm having a pee into, and I think, I'm so glad I don't ever have to sit on that. Because some of them are an absolute disgrace, and I think I'm glad I don't have to sit on that.
The smaller the pub, the worse the buggies. You know it's going to be the case. Yeah, it's not good. Because Jim says, "God love you, Chris."
Thank you, Jim.
Mark says, "Love Olive off the buses."
Oh, great!
Right, laugh.
I love on the buses. It's superb.
I need to watch On the Buses. I've never really watched it.
Oh, it's fantastic. And Olive off the buses, she's hilarious. It's fantastic.
Olive.
But again, you haven't matured, so
I haven't matured, mate. I haven't matured. I haven't watched it. I think, that was obviously something that my dad didn't watch much growing up. Only Fools. I watched Only Fools when I was little, and adore it.
Absolutely.
Growing up for me, it was Only Fools. Chris, who would you prefer to squeeze your bag, Paul or John?
Oh, there's a question.
Jesus Christ.
There's a question.
It's a bloody awful question.
It's a good question. Now, sometimes, and my wife finds it a little bit offensive. And sometimes when the bag's filling up, I quite often put it in my hand, and it feels like a stress ball, just kind of gently squeezing it like you would a stress ball. So if I was squeezing it gently like a squish ball,
squeezing a squish.
And funny enough, I'm doing it right now. And if I thought, who would I want squeezing that right now? I have John and Paul.
For fuck's sake.
I think that's a tough question. I would, I wouldn't mind either of them giving it a little squeeze. I wouldn't mind. I think John would be a little bit more gentle than Paul. I think Paul would get quite aggressive as he gets more into it. Whereas I think John would be a little bit more gentle all the way through. I think Paul would start off gentle, then start getting into it, and then really start giving it a squeeze as my hand is doing this business again.
So,
depends what I mean.
I'm more like,
Yeah, Paul might squeeze it back into the channel. Whereas John would just gently caress it and enjoy it. And then John's handsome grin would just look up at you lovingly. I think John would love it.
He'd look you in the eyes as he squeezed your bag.
So, yeah, I'll go with John. I think he'd be a bit more loving.
I'll tell you what, that took a whole other turn. That's not a conversation I've been involved in before. That's a new one for me.
Well, there's a simple answer, Paul. I believe John's coming down in a week or so.
He's here on Wednesday.
There you go. And I'm off. So I'll have you both around and you can both have a squeeze.
Chris's poo bag. Live on YouTube. Jim says, damn, Captain, you went there. No, he did go there. And Chris answered, in all fairness.
It doesn't bother me. I'm so open and honest about it. It doesn't bother me. It saved my life. It saved my life.
There you go. That's all that matters. This is a non-woke free-for-all here. It is. I ain't got time for that woke stuff.
Nope.
It confuses the hell out of me. There's woke and then there's just wrong.
Yeah.
And, for me, woke is that. It's just doesn't make sense.
No.
Which would you pick to identify as a 15-year-old girl or a penguin? Penguin all day long. Penguin.
How can you come up with that? A 15-year-old girl or a penguin?
Penguin. Absolutely. I'd rather identify as a penguin than a 15-year-old girl all day long.
Why?
Because they're nuts. 15-year-old girls are psychos these days, man. Teenagers in general are psychopaths.
Yeah.
They are nutters. Penguins, you know where you stand with a penguin. The wrappers are easy to get off. They're delicious. Easy.
Yeah, they just swim around, eat some fish.
No, honestly, the penguin chocolate bars are great, and the animals are even better. They're hilarious. Have you watched penguins? They are hilarious.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
I'll go with penguin. I agree.
Definitely. Penguin. Teenagers are nutters. Teenage girls are worse. Penguin all day long.
Yeah.
Green olives for eating, black olives for cooking. There you go.
I agree.
Mark says, not matured. Nah. I think I'm quite mature. Casimir says, I love on the buses too. The number 68, 86 and 82 are really good. Where do they take you though? Where do they take you?
Yeah.
Jim says, I like olives, like my women, black and salty. Jim, filth and smuts on a Saturday evening. Gotta love it. Quality
answer.
Oh dear, this went very wrong. Captain, you are the boss of silliness. He is.
Absolutely.
There's no debate in it. There's no debate in it. Beer dog, it's always good to remove stigma around such issues.
Agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you've been nothing but open about it, haven't you, mate? So it's,
absolutely. And it's the only way to be, and that's the way I've always been. And it's also the way I've dealt with it, from having such horrendous bowel disease and having so many operations. The only way I get through it is by sort of humour, being open about it, and reducing the stigma. Because a lot of people think that it's only old people that have colostomy bags, and that is so not the case. So yeah, I'm open about it and reduce the stigma. And if it helps other people with stomas, colostomy bags, happy days. And that's why I've got another YouTube channel, which is all about life with Crohn's disease and a stoma, to reduce that stigma and help people feel that they can live a normal life with having one. So that's why I've got my other channel. It's just so to help people, because anyone can have one. Babies have got them. It's not just about OAPs shitting in a bag. Anyone can have it. Simple as that.
What's the name of that other channel, Chris?
So the other channel, if you're interested, and I'm very open on that channel, very open. I talk about all sorts on that channel. It's called Sydney Stoma, and Sydney is spelt with a Y, as in the place in Australia, Sydney. And I'm very, very open, very, very honest on that channel. And it's helped a lot of people, and that's why I set that channel up, was to help people. And some of the comments I get on that are so heartwarming with the people I've helped with that channel. And that's what it's all about. So yeah, go and have a look. If you're interested in what I've been through, go and have a look. Sydney Stoma with a Y. I don't put out loads of videos like I do on my beer review channel, because I only put out videos on that I feel are relevant and topical. But yeah, it's an interesting channel, and it's helped a lot of people. And I even show my stoma on that. I literally get it out. Sydney Stoma with a Y. It's interesting. Have a look at it.
So there you go. If you're interested in learning more about the situation, there you go. Sydney Stoma. And yeah, right. Enough of that bollocks. Let's crack on.
Enough talking out your arsehole that's attached to your stomach. Let's move on. Back to beer.
Oh dear. Harry's laughing. Mark says, right, I'm offering me fish finger butties. Filth. Bet these animals make something out of that straight away, son. Right, lads, all the best. Cheers, Mark. Thank you for joining us, mate. Enjoy your fish finger sandwich, you dirty bastard. Let's get stuck in with the fish fingers.
Love a fishy finger.
Oh, I will have a fish finger. Oh,
Especially in your youth, when you've been dabbling and you have a little sniff of your fingers.
everyone started with a finger in there, didn't they? Was it just me? Everyone started with a finger in. You had to make sure it was safe, didn't you? Before you put the old boy in there, didn't you? You had to have a finger in. It turned into a penguin. It went penguin. Make sure it's safe. Check the coast is clear. Dave says, cheers, Mark. Enjoy. CG Art says, penguins rape pebbles. Penguins rape pebbles. Yeah. I don't even know what that means, but it's funny. I don't even know what that means.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see that in action.
Penguins raping pebbles. I am pouring another beer. We polished off the special editions, so I'm just going for the original.
That's an interesting point now. Cracking open an original.
Yeah. After all the special editions, what's the original going to be like in comparison? Well, I'll tell you what, it still looks absolutely glorious in the can.
I think it still looks
in the glass. It looks glorious in the can that it's no longer in. Love it. Aroma. Wow, it's still lovely. It's tropical, it's piney. The tropical, I tell you what, we would be saying how they kind of isolated different aspects to it, all these different special editions. The classic still has both in abundance on the aroma. It's got the strongest aroma. This is the normal, this is the original Life and Death. I'm going to say this off the bat, that's the strongest aroma out of the four. Easily the strongest aroma. Oh, great body.
Love a great body.
Love a great body. Oh, it's just beautifully balanced. Just a great beer. Great beer. Just a great beer. Had to meet them buses take to see Blowjob Brenda, Fisting Fredder, and Teabag Terry.
My son literally walked in. As you read that last comment.
Just in case you didn't hear it, that's Blowjob Brenda, Fisting Fredder, and Teabag Terry. There you
go. Nice. But my son, he's almost knocking on 18, and he loves being pegged.
Fuck off! Go fuck yourself.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's an extremely bad language that he's dropping right now.
Just got done live.
It's not the first time he's saying it. It's
not the first time he's been done live. Is that what you just said?
He loves being done live.
Pegged live.
Love it, boy.
Look how proud Chris is of that. That's great. Just done him like a kipper. Jim says, Chris, with your situation, do you have a restricted diet or can you eat whatever you fancy?
That's a really good question, Jim. Many years ago, I've had my colostomy coming up 5 years. And before that, I did have to have quite a restricted diet, which was horrendous. It was so bland and it was so boring. But since I poo in a bag, I can generally eat what I like and have no issues. So I have to be careful sometimes. Sometimes I have issues, but the majority of the time, I eat what I like now, and I love it. Like I say, it saved my life having a colostomy. My boys just walked outside. I've turned into a fat bastard. I love him. He's got such a good sense of humour. So, yes, I did have to watch what I eat. Then I had a colostomy. Now I can eat generally what I like. I have to be careful every now and then. But yeah, life's amazing. It saved my life in so many aspects. Having a colostomy completely changed my life. Absolutely. There you go. That's my answer, Jim.
I'll tell you what, he's a bloody good chef as well. A bloody good chef. We were in there, had a banging dinner around there the other week. Really good. And Chris is a cook.
Yeah, I love cooking.
You
Love it.
You do more cooking than Rachel, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, without a doubt. I do the majority of the cooking, and I love it. And when it comes to doing barbecue and everything else, I love it. I just love cooking. I love it. But the funny thing was, in all my times of suffering so badly with Crohn's disease, I still loved cooking, but I couldn't eat it because of how bad my digestive system, how badly that was. Yeah. But I loved cooking for everyone else, and watching other people enjoy the food I cook was just so rewarding. But now I can enjoy eating that as well. So yeah, it's win-win, absolute win-win.
You've made the most of a tricky situation, haven't you? Really, and like I say, he could put them away as Chris. We've been out in a few sessions together now, me and Chris can put them away until we get to about 5 or 6 pints, and then he starts going a little bit quiet. I'm like, yeah, I've had too much. But it's good value. It's good value.
I do go quiet, but I still keep drinking.
He keeps drinking. It's funny how people see. I'm the opposite. When I get pissed, I get louder. My volume goes up, and people are like, "Paul, would you fucking not wind it in?" I'm like, I can't. But Chris is the opposite. Chris kind of gets quieter. When you get into about 2 or 3 pints, he's an animal, and then sort of 4 onwards, his volume starts to go down a little bit. Whereas I'm the complete opposite. I'm a pissing nightmare. But it's funny how beer affects different people.
Absolutely,
it's funny. Mark Jones, enjoy, mate. Cheers. Mark Jones, thumbs up to Henry. Bidwas says, "I'm going to do a fingering fish joke, but you guys got there first."
There you go.
Wallop.
There you go.
Salmon fingers. Lovely. Matt Hall says, "Chris, defo found the penguin pebble comment. Funny. Name on my next sex tape. Penguins raping pebbles." That's AJ, anal intentions. Oh god.
Oh my god. We've gone to a low, haven't we?
Can't go wrong with a fish finger sandwich, man. Absolutely. Oh, fish finger sandwich. Oof. That's one of the tastiest things in the world, isn't it? A fish finger sarnie. Oh, porn. Beer Dog says, now the internet knows it must be true. Is that in relation to the pegging video of Chris's lad there? It took off pretty sharpish, to be fair, as soon as the pegging allegations came out.
He loves it.
He's done one. He loves it up the bum.
He does, but the thing is with my boys, I've always been open with him, and I've always wanted him to, excuse the expression, be open, because I don't want him to do anything stupid. So I've always said, if there's anything you want to discuss about the word of sex, then let's talk about it. Let's be open.
Yeah.
And he does. He really does.
It's it's a tricky one, isn't it? Talking about things like that with your old man when you're younger. You don't. Yeah, I think I skipped over that completely with my dad. The whole actually talking about things. Now we just joke about it. We've got to the point now where we just joke about it.
Yeah.
You know? If I see him and he gets onto that kind of conversation, we joke about it. If we're having a beer together, but we skipped the whole asking questions thing about it. That would have been weird. You know? Now we just joke about it, you know.
But that's the thing. Is I've never had a dad. My parents split up when I was about 4 or 5, and I've never spoken to my old man since. So I always wanted to, if I ever had kids, I always want to make sure that I'm open and honest with them and open to any conversation when it comes to the birds and the bees, and make sure they're comfortable. And I don't want them to shy away from asking the questions. And I wanted to make sure that they were asking the questions so I could make sure he was being safe or doing the right thing. So we've just always been very open and honest about it. And he is. My God, is he honest about it? To the point where I think, oof. but I've got to protect him at the same time. So I'll have those open and honest discussions with him. And it's kept him on the right path or kept him safe and everything else. So it's worked for us because I never had that. So, I mean, when I say I never had it, I only ever had a mum. I didn't have a dad. So I used to go home and tell my mum all my conquests, and she'd be like, I don't need to hear this. But I didn't have anyone else to discuss it with. So I made sure that with my son that we could have those conversations.
Yeah. What'd you say? Like, cool, son. Well done.
It's in there.
Did
As long as you
give her one
Yeah.
from me.
wrap it up before you slap it up, we're all good.
I used to love that. Everyone ever said, "Yeah, give her one from me, son." Can you imagine that if you actually did that? If you actually did that, like when you're at it in the the heat of passion, and you're like, "That one's from the old man."
My daddy said, "Bosh."
Completely trashed the scenario. Completely ruined the situation. You'd be like, "Hang on, what? What did you just say to me? What did you just say to me?" Outrageous, Jim. Great question here. Paul or Chris? Tartar sauce or salt and vinegar in your fish and chips?
Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar. Yeah.
Salt and vinegar all day long.
I love vinegar on my chips. It actually worries me the amount of people that don't like vinegar on their chips.
I know. It's not right, is it?
Nah.
When you go to a fish and chip shop and they say, "Do you want salt and vinegar in your chips?" You're like, "Yeah, smash it on, load it,
cover it, cover it." That's all you need. You don't need ketchup and all that. Just a good bit of salt. To be honest, you don't even need that much salt on the chips, really. But a bit of vinegar,
vinegar
on the chips is essential. Essential.
Have we got time for me to go and get another beer?
Yeah, man. Get another beer.
Sweet. Get them on.
We're flowing. We're flowing. We are flowing, baby. I say we've still got 22 of you in the room. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's been funny. It's been funny. I've enjoyed it. It's been quite serious as well. We've been open. We've been honest. We've had some conversations that I've certainly not heard on a live stream before. But we've drunk some outstanding beers. If you're just joining us, we've worked our way through the Vocation anniversary editions of Life and Death. They've all been sensational, particularly the Hazy and the Gold. And I'm currently drinking the original Vocation Life and Death at the moment, enjoying that. And we're having a good conversation. So once again, thank you for joining us. George P says, still bloody live. We're still live, mate. We are still live for your entertainment. We're still live for your entertainment. Sharper says, need to get another beer. Do it, my friend. Get to the fridge, get yourself a top up, get another beer on the go. Dave also says he's bile. Enjoyed the chat. Glad you enjoyed the beers. It's been cracking. It has been cracking. Thank you for joining us, David. Do appreciate it. Beer Dog says, I need a beer. Do I go for IPA or a stout? Ooh. That's a good question. I'm in the IPA mode this evening. And David Wilson's going for stout. So yeah, it's up to you, dude. Conflicting reports there. Excuse me, I've got a lovely lineup on my table right now. It's just Vocation, Life and Death cans. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that and put it on my Instagram page because that is a great photo. Just looking at these empty Vocation, Life and Death cans. That is a good shot. It's a good shot. Big Dog says cheerio, David Wilson. Yeah, thank you for joining us, David. Really appreciate it, mate, as ever. Thank you, sir. George P, who's going to win the UEFA Champions League? Oh, dear. Good question. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? Who knows? Who knows? I think we know the teams that are likely to be in the last 8. You're looking at your Liverpools, your Real Madrids. Not Barcelona. I think Barcelona will get there. Atletico Madrid could possibly get there. Are they in it? I'm not even sure who's in it this year. I don't think Tottenham are going to win it, that's for sure. I'll tell you that now. I'll tell you that for free. City will probably get the last 8. Bayern, yeah, someone with Bayern there. Bayern will get there. Bayern, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man City. Past them 4. It's anyone's game, really. It's anyone's. Jules said Bayern would win with Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion, but don't seem to want him. It sounds like his agent's trying to pimp him out, isn't it? Trying to flog him somewhere. The last one I heard was Napoli. Napoli were interested in taking him on. I went, what wages must he be on? He must be on obscene wages. I mean, I suppose if he joins Napoli, the mafia are going to pay his wages, aren't they? So it won't be too much of it won't be too much of a burden on the club, you know. What are you saying, Chris? What have you gone for?
I've gone for. You might have had this. Mad Squirrel, Big C, West Coast IPA.
Good beer, that. It's good beer. Good beer. It's not the best West Coast IPA in the world, but
No.
certainly drinkable.
And for some reason, my Vocation glass that I was going to pour this into, that was empty, I seem to have taken it out to my man cave and not come back with it. So it's gone in my Estrella glass instead.
Yeah. Got a head on that. That's a bad boy pour.
It's tidy, isn't it?
That looks perfect. That
No.
looks perfect. George says, you pissed. I'm halfway there, mate. We've had a few IPAs now, so I'm halfway there. Matt says, had enough Imperial Stouts for the night, so I dropped into a nice coffee Guinness. That's a good. That's a safe bet.
It is a safe bet.
A Guinness, man. You can't knock a Guinness. You can't.
You weren't massively keen on the coffee Guinness, were you?
I thought it was a bit of a novelty thing. It was the aroma was amazing.
Oh, the aroma was good.
There's one thing I will give it. As soon as I cracked that can, I couldn't believe what I was smelling. I was like, wow, it just smells like pure coffee. But then it was literally just Guinness with a slightly more coffee aftertaste.
Yeah.
But it was an aftertaste that I didn't prefer to a normal Guinness.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, it's good. It's good coffee Guinness if you like your coffee based beers, but yeah, when you're a bit of a purist, I think Guinness edges it. You know. There you go. So Beer Dog says, I've gone for an IPA, was going to review this, but I'll nip out and pick up another can tomorrow. Loch Lomond's. Oh, right. Did you have that one, Chris? The Balloon Safari Coconut IPA from
No,
Loch
I didn't
Lomond?
have one.
I did that one, and it was all right. I thought it wasn't too bad because it was obviously a coconut IPA. Sabro hopped, wasn't it? So yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. I didn't think it was too bad at all. Quite enjoyed that. I Loch Lomond, I like them. They're a good brewery, and the fact they've got their beers going into supermarkets at reasonable prices, it's pretty good going from them. Have you tried the non-alcoholic Guinness? I have.
Super.
It is terrific. I think it's actually my favourite. Yeah, it's probably my favourite non-alcoholic beer. I think it's an outstanding achievement, to be honest with you. It's lovely. They pulled it back, didn't they? Because it came out and then they had to take it back off the shelves, didn't they? They had to. There was an issue with it, and they had to recall the lot, which would have cost them millions, probably a lot of money.
But it's fantastic. It's one of the best AF beers out there, isn't it?
Yeah, totally agree. I think Guinness Zero, Lucky Saint, their lager is terrific. If you've not had that one before, that is probably the best non-alcoholic lager going. That's
I agree.
Banger. Yeah, absolute top stuff. If you've not had Guinness Zero, I do encourage you to try it. I know a lot of people are still a bit skeptic, aren't they, about the zero alcohol thing, but it is terrific. Really good.
You pour that into a Guinness glass, which I did on my review of it. It's very difficult to tell the difference between that and original.
Yep.
It just looks the same. It's got so many tastes that are the same. It just feels like a light version of Guinness.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah. Jim goes, as far as a late night snack, KFC, Chinese takeaway, or maybe a Papa John's.
Oh. It depends on how late you're talking there.
They're all good. I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind is a KFC.
Yeah, for a late night snack, I'd go KFC.
Yeah.
Papa John's pizza is a late night snack. I wouldn't go pizza late night snack. But if you're walking out of the pub and you've had quite a few, not much beats a kebab.
No, that's it. That's true. That is true. That is true. If there's a kebab house, that's a good one. You stagger out the boozer at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and there's right opposite the road, you got a kebab house or a KFC.
I'm going kebab.
You're going kebab.
Yeah.
See, I'm torn. I'm torn there because on one side I'm thinking, yeah, a nice, dirty, great doner kebab would be amazing. But then at the same time, a bucket of boneless chicken breast or from KFC with their mixed blend of 11 herbs and spices, whatever. Delicious. Delicious. Don't get their gravy, KFC gravy.
Oh, KFC gravy is amazing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Dipping a bit of breast into gravy.
That's it. Some chicken tits in a bit of gravy. Absolute filth. Absolute filth. Better than alcoholic Guinness? No. Not as good as the original, mate. It's a very, very good non-alcoholic beer, but if you're drinking proper Guinness, you can't really compare the two.
No, you can't. But you can't compare the two, but they're AF.
But that's not the point. You shouldn't compare the two, should you really? So
you shouldn't.
You should compare non-alcoholic beers against one another. No, and I've had non-alcoholic lagers, and Lucky Saint is the best one I've had. And I've had non-alcoholic stouts, and Guinness is the best one I've had.
Yeah,
which is amazing when you consider Guinness have been brewing a pretty exceptional stout since the 1700s, and they can still just come along and say, right, let's enter the non-alcoholic game. Yeah, come out with that. It's pretty exceptional, really.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Beer Dog says, I'd like to see Lot Lomans Selkie in Lidl. That's a cracker. Is that the stout? Is that the... Yeah, that is a stout, isn't it? The one they do there. The Selkie. Lot Lomans Selkie. I'm sure that's a stout. I'm sure you'll correct me if I got that wrong. Beer Dog says, I'd go kebab house. Get a falafel wrap with loads of pickled chilies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, chilies, man. Pickled chilies. That sounds awesome. But with a load of meat on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dirty.
Oh, dirty.
Dirty bitch.
Dirty. Take your knickers off. What's your thoughts on Guinness Lager? The Hop House 13? I was never that enamoured with it. I don't know about you, Chris.
It was just all right, wasn't it? Hop House 13. It was just all right for me. Yeah. There's plenty of other better beers. It was just okay. But it's gone, isn't it? They've dropped Hop House 13.
No, it's still going.
Is it?
Yeah. Finally, I couldn't believe it. It was actually a bit of a revelation going to Guinness recently, because I wasn't, when I got to the roof. I did the Guinness tour. I went to Dublin. I did the Guinness tour. And you basically work your way up the building. And if you look at the building from the outside, it looks like a giant pint of Guinness. Right at the top, it's all windows with like panoramic views of Dublin. So it's made to look like a pint of Guinness, right? So you've got this brown building and then windows at the top. So it looks like a pint of Guinness. So you work your way up to the top and you get to the bar. And obviously you've got Guinness. You've got Guinness Zero. But then they've got all the beers brewed by St. James's Gate. So it comes under the St. James's Gate brand. So they had like a Citra IPA. They had a Session IPA. And they had Hop House 13 on tap in there. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that at all. Wasn't expecting it at all. But it's quite a big seller. So Hop House 13 in Dublin is still very much, as far as I can tell, is still very much a big seller in Dublin. So if you're drinking a lager in Dublin, you're drinking Hop House 13.
But it's vanished over here. I haven't seen
it. Yeah, they obviously just thought, well, it's not selling particularly well in the UK, so they're obviously just not exporting it much. But in Dublin, yeah, it's everywhere. And in the Guinness house, there it was. you know.
Mm.
And then in Northern Ireland, it's Harp, which again is brewed by Guinness, brewed by St James's Gate. It's Harp Lager brewed for the Northern Irish market. Again, just really weird. And you just don't see it over here. You don't get it here, but in Northern Ireland, it's everywhere.
You did in the 80s. I remember seeing Harp Lager in the 80s in the UK.
Yeah, I'd never seen it. I'd heard of it. I'd had people ask me to review it, and I was like, I've never seen Harp Lager in my life. You know?
Yeah, I have in the UK, but I'm that little bit older because you haven't quite matured yet.
I haven't matured yet. There you go. Would a cold Cobra and a KFC bucket go down well? Absolutely.
Yeah, damn right it would. Damn right it would.
I mean, a Cobra is like the complement to a curry, but at the same time, a Cobra will go well with any food because it's so
Of course
easy.
it would. Yeah.
Beer Dog says Hop House 13 was just sort of bang average. You could drink it, but nothing to write home about. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Wouldn't disagree with that at all.
Matt Hill says Hop House 13 no longer brewed for the UK, Ireland, and Northern Ireland only. Yeah, that would explain it. That would explain it. You couldn't get a Hop House 13 in Belfast, but there was Harp everywhere in Belfast. But Dublin, Hop House was on. And I was just like, wow. It's like you just don't see it around our way anymore, you know. They obviously Guinness have got. I mean, let's have it right. Guinness are loaded. They are loaded. You know, you take BrewDog and then multiply their worth by about 10 times, you might get close to Guinness.
Yeah.
If something's not doing well, they've got no problem just stopping it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't fart around. You know, and
They're just such a huge brand, aren't they, Guinness?
Yeah,
they're just so big.
Yeah, they're massive, and I don't think you realise how big they are, and I didn't realise how big they were until I did that tour. I didn't know they had their own ships. I didn't know that. Like Guinness make their own barrels, right? They produce their own barrels, right? They had like craftsmen that made their barrels. So literally from the storing of the ingredients, the brewing, storage of the beer, exporting of the beer was all down to Guinness. They had their own ships that shipped it from one country to the other. They were in total control of it from stage one. I had no idea. It's just another level. Jim says they still serve Guinness Lager and IPA in the pub in the States. The IPA was bleh.
Bleh.
Yeah. I mean, Abby had a Citra IPA because she'd had enough of Guinness by that point. She didn't want any more stout. She had a Citra IPA by the time we got to the roof, and she polished that off. To be fair, she quite enjoyed it. Whereas I just couldn't stop drinking Guinness. I couldn't believe how much different it tasted to any Guinness I'd had before. And I've been told that the Guinness at Guinness isn't even the best pint of Guinness in Dublin. So I'm just like, blimey. It's like, how good does it get?
Yeah, that's odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to the home of Guinness, you expect that to be the best Guinness.
Yeah. You think it would be top notch. You think it would be that. So all I know is that the only Guinness I've ever drunk has been, in the southeast of England primarily. And I've enjoyed it. But drinking it in Ireland, in Dublin, it was completely different. But like I say, I don't know how good it can get. I've been told there's a boozer in Dublin called Grave Diggers, and that's supposed to be the best pint of Guinness in Dublin. And I think, if it's that good, it's got to be pretty outstanding. To be honest, I don't rate Beck's Blue. I've never tried that one. But then I don't like Beck's as it is. So I've got very little interest in trying the Beck's non-alcoholic, to be honest.
Yeah. I've had Beck's Blue, and I agree with that comment. I don't rate it. Yeah. It's pretty poor, Beck's Blue. Pretty poor.
Like I say, if they can't do a decent lager with alcohol in it, I've got no confidence in them doing one without.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go. Now, Hall says Guinness did an alcohol-free lager when I was about 18 called Caliber. It wasn't
Caliber. I remember Caliber. I remember that a lot. Caliber. But back when I was in my youth, Caliber was the only AF beer. It was all that was available. And the only thing that I could make, if I was on driving duties, which I hated in my youth, the only way I could make Caliber taste okay, and this sounds really weird, was to pour a 330ml bottle of Caliber into a pint glass and then top it up with lemonade. And then it just tasted like a shandy. That was all there was. That was all there was in the 80s and early 90s. It was Caliber. That was it.
I've never heard of Caliber. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, but that's all there was. I remember it. I remember it so much. And if I was on driving duties, I was like, oh, I'd have a bottle of Caliber, and I'd drink it and think this is absolutely awful. But pour it in a pint glass, pour half a lemonade in it, it was okay. But you go into a bar back then and ask for a Caliber and half a lemonade, the barman would look at you like you were some sort of absolute nutcase. But that was the only way to enjoy it. And it tasted just like a shandy then. But yeah, I remember Caliber. I remember that so well.
Here you go. You learn something every day. I've never heard of it. Kev says, I'm moving outside and enjoy a beer. He's in the garden. It's like the sun's still shining over where he is.
Fair play.
Fair play. Exactly. What else are you going to do? Oh,
there's a question.
Bloody hell, George. That is a question. Yeah.
I'm sure I can answer that.
I've been asked it a few times. It's a bit like beer. There's genres, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, there's genres of films that you enjoy. I've got a short list. Of films that I could quite happily say are my favourite films. Whether I can pick one to be my ultimate favourite movie, I don't know. But yeah, the films that come to mind when I talk about that best films ever are Pulp Fiction, Gladiator.
Gladiator is great. Yeah.
Terminator 2. I love that film. What else? The Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think they're some of the best films I've ever seen.
It's so tough. You came up with a really valid point a while back when we were out and we discussed what's your best beer, and you came up with such a valid point that I've hung on to it since then. And some of the best beers might not be a craft beer. It could be a pint of Heineken, but as you said, it depends on what you're doing at the time and who you're with. And if you're having a great time with your friends, then a pint of Heineken could be the best pint you've ever had because you're having such a good time with your friends. And that kind of resonated with me. And since then, some people have said to me, what's your best beer of all time? And I've had to go kind of back to what you said and said, well, actually, a few weeks ago, I was out with a few friends. I was having a pint of Amstel, but I was having such a good time. The beer was so good because I was having such a good time that was the best beer. And for me, that's the same with some films. If you're with really good friends, but you're watching a movie that you're having such a laugh to, then that's the best movie. So to pick a favourite film of all time, I find that a really difficult question. So it depends on what you're doing and who you're with, as with what was the best beer. For me, that's a very, very similar question.
Yeah, there's always extra elements to that question, isn't there? Like I you're absolutely right. It's who you were with when you were watching it. You know, what the scenario was. Another one of my favourite films of all time is Home Alone. And people are going to be like, what? And it's true. Yeah. I remember the first time I ever watched Home Alone. I was with all my family. So I was with my mum, my dad, my sister, and my brother. We were all sitting there together watching it, and I must have only been. I mean, I think that film came out in 1990, 91. So I would have been about 7 or 8 years old. And all I remember was it cracked me up. I remember laughing at it when I was little, and it's still to this day it makes me laugh. Yeah. And it's become like one of my go-to films at Christmas.
Exactly.
A lot of people have like their go-to films at Christmas, like they have to watch like Die Hard or The Christmas Carol or something like that. Home Alone for me is like the most important film that I have to watch at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's essential. It's
Yeah.
essential. You watch Home Alone at Christmas. That's down to your own story. That's down to your own, your own journey. Films just resonate with you. It's like music.
Yeah.
Certain music will resonate with you, and it's not just because you enjoy the sound of it. It's because of perhaps where you were when you first heard it, or who you were with, a scenario you were in when you first heard it. It's it's a funny one.
So many things do, don't they? So many things come down to memories, don't they? And memories are so important. And if a film gives you good memories, then that's the best film, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just simple, the best film I've watched recently was Top Gear 2, if you like, the new Top Gear. I thought that was Top Gear, Top Gun. I thought that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic movie, and loved it. I thought it was almost as good as the first. But if I go back over time and look at the memories I've had with films, I don't know if you remember this film, like BMX Bandits was one of the first films I went to as the cinema with just me and my friends without parents back in the 80s. It's probably one of the best memories I've had. So for me, that's probably one of the best films I've watched, because I went with my friends without your parents being there, and we had such a great time and such great memories of it. And it's like you say, it's the same with beer. You can drink a pint of Heineken and that could be the best beer because you're having such a great time. So it's a tough question. Favourite film? Very hard.
It's really hard, isn't it, to answer questions like that? It's like favourite song. I couldn't answer that. Couldn't answer it. Favourite film. Can't answer it. Favourite beer. Can't answer it. Not really.
I can answer favourite song. That I can answer.
Can you?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. What is it?
Duran Duran, Wild Boys.
Fuck off.
Oh, great response. Okay.
Oh my days! Why is that song your favourite song?
Because I'm 47. I know I don't look as old as that. I know I look fantastically amazing, but I was a big Duran Duran fan, and Wild Boys. I love the video of Wild Boys, and it just evokes so many memories of my youth. That Duran Duran Wild Boys is just always my favourite song of all time. Always. The memories it evokes, where I was in my life at that time, and I was a big Duran Duran fan. But yeah, I love it. Duran Duran Wild Boys. Absolutely love it.
There you go. Can anyone else do that? Can anyone else in the chat just to say off the bat your favourite song? I can't do it. I love music. I listen to way too much music for me to just say, yep, that's my favourite song, full stop. Again, I have a short list. I've got like favourite artists that I could listen to anytime. And great songs from them, but it'd be really hard for me to say, yeah, that's my favourite song ever. That's hard, man. John Morris says, apparently everyone's claiming one of the fights on the KSI undercard is rigged. Oh, I've just got no interest, man. Fucking YouTubers fighting. I've just got no interest.
How have we got to that? How have we got to that comment?
They're too famous. They're too famous. I don't know. They got money and they got nothing better to do with it. Kids punching each other, trying to punch each other. Just not interested.
Nope.
I can't sit here and do like Anthony Joshua fights and then start talking about KSI. And you know what? KSI comes across as a really nice lad. He seems like he's done really well for himself. Fair play to him. But he's not a fighter. He's not a boxer. He's done a bit of training and all that, but he's not a boxer. And I think it's a bit of an insult to people who've put a lot of years into it. You know. Yeah, I don't have much time for it. I really don't. But I was never going to do I think I had someone say you're going to do a stream for the KSI thing. I was just like, no. But I don't want to watch it. I can't really expect other people to want to watch it either, you know. No interest.
So, what are your thoughts, just out of interest? What are your thoughts on Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn?
Again, I'm a little bit nonplussed by it, to be honest. If I'm honest, it's an intriguing story, but why is it an intriguing story?
Because of the background. That's the only reason, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
It's not Chris Eubank versus Nigel Benn. It's their spunk fighting one another. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. It could be a good fight, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely. There's a lot of people biting into the story. I'd rather go watch Creed, if I'm honest, than watch that fight. If I'm honest, be cheaper. Do you know what I mean? You could go watch Creed 2, which was Apollo Creed's son versus Even Drago's son. Exactly that. Do you know what I mean? It'd be cheaper to watch that.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm not all that fussed about it. I know a lot of people are excited about it, and fair play to them. I was well excited about the AJ Usyk fight last week, and I still think it was a good fight. Usyk was undoubtedly the winner, but I thought it was a good fight. But yeah, I will probably watch the Ben Eubank fight, but I'm not excited about it. If I miss it, I won't cry.
No, I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, but a lot of Chelsea fans follow you, Paul. There's another one.
It's a bit worrying, isn't it? It's a bit worrying. How did Chelsea fans? Evening, Paul. The Bex and the Bex Gold on the PD is decent. Popular 5% stuff. See, I've never had the Bex Gold. Never tried it. But I've never been a fan of Bex. Never been a fan of it. And for a German lager, I've always thought it tasted chemically.
I've got a PD, and I've never thought about buying the Bex Gold on the PD. Never.
Yeah. Jim says, Paul, I enjoyed your Dragon's Tooth Jamaica Stout. I'm surprised you rated it a 5. I just thought it was just a bit of an average stout. What are your thoughts on it, Jim? Are you a fan, Jim? Just wondering. Because I had a lot of people ask for it, and I've kind of seen it in shops and that, thinking, I'm not sure I want to review it, you know. But it was all right. It was all right. Not that I want to drink it again, but it was all right. Barry, hello, Sam. He says, all right, Paul. All right. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. My favourite film of all time will be the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but then I am a Hobbit / dwarf. That's what you've told us, Beard Dog. You are a very small man. There's a Hobbit / dwarf. Definitely agree there, Chris. Even the worst lager could be a fantastic beer if you're having a good time with your mates. Yeah. So true. It's so true.
But I learned that from this man. You know, we discussed it, and when I thought about it, I thought, I've had some pretty crap beers, but my company, I've had a great time with, and if you're having a great time, then the beer's good. It's as simple as that.
It heightens the senses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was lucky. Like I'm a massive fan of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I probably waffled on about that way too much over the years I've been doing this thing. But the first time I ever had Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, I was in a pub with my mates. I was in the Pastoral Yard Fuller's pub at London's King's Cross station. And I was with my mates drinking it. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this beer is outstanding. And the conversation with the lads was hilarious at the same time. And it just heightened the taste and the enjoyment I was getting out of that beer. And that beer has always stuck with me ever since. And the fact that the beer is outstanding is a bonus. But I've got not just a sensory attachment to that beer, but also an emotional attachment to that beer because of that very reason. So it's like the first time I tried it, I was with my mates having a really fucking good laugh. And the beer tasted amazing. And if it hadn't been for the scenario I was in, I probably wouldn't have the appreciation for the beer that I do now. You know? So things like that work out. I tend to remember beers I had for the first time. If I was in a scenario where I was with people whose company I enjoyed, and I was in a scenario where I was having fun, you know. So Blue Moon is another one.
Yeah.
Blue Moon's not everyone's favorite beer. A lot of people knock it, but I remember where I was the first time I had it, and ever since then I've enjoyed it. I have like an attachment to it. You know, I still really enjoy Blue Moon to this day, and if I see it on tap somewhere, I will drink it. It will be the first beer that I buy.
Apparently, it's in spoons now. Blue Moon.
No way.
Yep.
Shit. If it's on spoons, I'm going. I'm having it.
I literally sent a picture from a subscriber that said Blue Moon. It's in spoons.
Shit.
Well, fair play. I'm all over it.
I would happily sit there and drink Blue Moon all afternoon in a Wetherspoons, quite happily. I think it's a terrific beer. Still do. George P says the experience it gives you, exactly. Jim says Brad Pitt as Mickey. I don't know what that is in reference to. Brad Pitt as Mickey.
That is in reference to not Lock, Stock. Is it Lock, Stock?
Mickey. Snatch. Was he called Mickey in Snatch? Was that his name?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I can't remember now.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Probably about right. That was pretty funny. Random accent, but it was funny. Good film. Luke's in. Luke John Beer Reviews, and he says, Tim Minchin, Fat Children. Same to you, Sam. Same to you. I have no idea. But Luke's been on the bender. He's been at a beer festival. He's probably now kicked in, I would have thought. Favorite car? A Mustang GT 500 1967.
Porsche 959.
There you go. Emphatic answers. Emphatic. No deliberating. Straight up. 67 Mustang GT 500. Shelby.
Porsche 959.
There you go. Job done. Favorite song for me will always be Judas Priest's Breaking the Law. It's a good tune.
Good tune.
Breaking the law. That Hall says, I have such a wide spread of music and artists, from happy hardcore to heavy metal to folk music, over a proper random Spotify list. I think I do as well. I'm listening to a lot of country at the moment, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's come from. I'm listening to a lot of country, but then I listen to a lot of metal. I listen to I used to love my house music, trance music when I was a teenager, early 20s. Grew out of that, but there's all sorts of different musics on my all sorts of different music on compilations that I've got. It's ridiculous.
I'm exactly the same. I love so many different styles of music that I couldn't narrow it down to one particular style. And I like some heavy rock, metal, soft rock, to pop, to indie. It's just huge. I just love music, and if it sounds good, I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. If it sounds good, you'll listen to it. Simple as that. I did an Instagram post for this video that we had coming up, the live stream, just promoting it on my Instagram page. And I love doing my stories on Instagram because you get to put music to them.
Yeah.
And I typed in life and death to see what music recommendations I'd get to put on the story. And I was really tough because obviously you put in life, it came up with Walk of Life by Dire Straits. So I was like, yes. Yeah. Dire Straits are one of my all-time favorite bands. And Mark Knopfler is like my hero. He's like my favorite singer, songwriter, guitarist ever. So having to put Walk of Life on an Instagram post, it's like Dire Straits, one of my favorite bands ever. You can do that with Instagram and stuff like that. You get these little interactions. You're like, great band. I can use that. Put music to something, It's funny how music works with people, funny.
Yeah, and music is so powerful to a lot of people, and it is for me. Where I can have a really stressful day, things can be horrendous, and I go home and just put my headphones on and listen to some music, and everything's forgotten. Just zone out to your favorite music. Music is so powerful, and it doesn't matter what you're interested in. if it helps you zone out, music is fantastic. I love it.
Yep, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. It's for chilling. It's for chilling. It's for relaxing. If you can't relax with your music, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree.
Beer Dog says, I have about 100 different songs as second best of all time. The fact he's got his favourite and he's got about 100 for your second favourite. George B says, Nigel Farage was at the O2 for the KSI event tonight. Really? Bloody hell, that's random, isn't it?
I didn't even know KSI was fighting tonight. Was he fighting tonight? Is that why he was at the O2? I've got no idea.
Because I think there was a big YouTube boxing event on. And I think KSI was supposed to be fighting twice. Be interesting to see how that got on, if he's still going.
No idea.
George. This is my brother-in-law. Proper wind-up merchant. I'd just like to add he's a Watford fan, so he doesn't really know what football is. So we can't take this seriously. The Harry Kane rubbish, Tottenham need to release. He's adamant. If Spurs get rid of Harry Kane, we'll be better off. I don't know what to tell him, Chris. I don't know what to tell him.
What can you tell him? What can you say to that?
250 goals now for the club. I think it's 183 Premier League goals. He's only 2 off of Andy Cole's record, which would take him into 3rd in the all-time Premier League high scorers, and it's just Rooney and Shearer who's just got a catch. He's only 2 goals off of England's all-time greatest goal scorer chance, again held by Wayne Rooney. So he's not only going to be Tottenham's greatest goal scorer, he's also probably going to be England's greatest goal scorer, and he's probably also going to be the Premier League's greatest goal scorer as well. So I don't know what else the bloke needs to do. If you gave him like a foreign name, maybe, put a ponytail or something, he'd probably get the respect that he deserves. But George is a wind-up merchant, but we love him. George, I'll see you tomorrow, mate. Thank you for the super chat. Love you.
£1.79.
£1.79. We love it. We love it. To be fair,
Audi beer for that.
He bought me lunch earlier, to be fair, so I owe him. George says the new Planet of the Apes trilogy is quite good. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah,
yeah, they were quite good films.
Yeah, they were good films.
Jim says, have you tried Molson out of Canada? I have. Molson Canadian, I like it. I think it's a really good lager, actually. Solid lager. I got that in B&M, of all places, Molson Canadian. Quite enjoyed it.
I'll take your word on that one.
Do what?
I'll take your word on that. Not had it.
It is good. They sell it in like 500 ml cans. But, well, at least they used to. I don't know if they do now. But George P says, add a Sierra Nevada. Great beers, mate. Blue Moon is nice, says George. Weird Dog loves Blue Moon. Jim says, Blue Moon, awesome on a hot day. Exactly. George P, best type of ale. Probably a best bitter.
A best bitter, and most things from... shit. The word's gone out of my head. Fuller's. How did that word drop out of my head? Anything Fuller's.
I was waiting. I'm thinking, what's he going to say? Is he going to go Fuller's, Adams? What's he going to say? Yeah, I'm with you. I think a Fuller's ESB is my all-time favourite bitter.
Superb.
Therefore, my favourite ale. It's a classic, absolute classic. Beer Dog says, my dream car was always an 87 Ford Cardinal hearse. Really? A hearse as well? Wow. That is random.
That's very random.
That is proper random. The hearse as well. Oosh. Joel says, Portugal versus Argentina for the World Cup final, please. Oh, God, I hope not. Can you imagine the shithousery in that game?
No thanks.
God, there'd be no football played. Portugal versus Argentina. There'd just be people rolling around all over the place. It'd be an awful game. I hope not. I really hope not. Sorry, George. That would be a nightmare final. There's something about Nigel.
Okay.
I don't know. Who's Nigel? Favourite car, according to Luke, is 1965 Chevrolet Stingray C2 with a sweet V8 engine. PS has to be in Nassau Blue. Nassau Blue.
Only good in a straight line. Won't go around a bend.
That's what I say about American cars, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
really good in straight lines. Once you get to a corner, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Loving it. Cameron Strong Arm or Trophy for me. There you go. Favourite ale. Cameron Strong Arm or their Trophy. That's coming from a Northerner. You can't trust them Northerners. They don't know what real ale is, Northerners. They ain't got a clue. Craig says, wow, you're still going. Heading back to my hotel room to carry this shit going. Getting hammered tonight, my lads. Good man. Craig is on his way, ladies and gentlemen. Craig is spangled, I can tell by the way he's writing. Craig is off his nut.
Can I just say, on the point of Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, who's a great beer reviewer. When we met him at GBBF, Craig, if you're still watching, I'm sorry, mate. I was hammered. I was so hammered that I felt like I almost not embarrassed myself, but gave the wrong impression of who I am. So, Craig, if you're watching, I apologise. I was absolutely wasted.
He was having a laugh. He was having fun. I think Craig was trying to conduct interviews.
Yeah, I was in no fit.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen that day. He was having way too much fun. Oh, dear. George Pierce says, Andrew Tate fans. I think he's a good dude. I'm hearing a lot about this guy, Andrew Tate. I don't know who he is, but his name keeps coming up. He seems to have triggered a lot of people, this Andrew. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he's done. I've never seen anything from him. But the name keeps coming up for some reason. So he's obviously triggered a lot of people. But there's a lot of people who really don't like him. I need to do some more research on Andrew Tate. But it's a name that keeps coming up all of a sudden.
Never heard of him.
No, I don't know who he is. I don't know what he does, but it's a name that keeps coming up. So I've got to find out who he is because I'm interested now. Bido says, gonna shoot in a minute. You can expect a Facebook message in the next couple of weeks, Paul. Looking for special guests when I bring back the Sunday sessions, beer and metal show. Yeah, I enjoyed that. You only did a couple of them. I enjoyed that. It was good. Good dude. I will happily come on and chat with metal and beer with you, mate. That'd be awesome. I'll be bang up for that. Have you listened to the new Machine Head album, by the way, Beer Dog? I listened to it today for the first time. Loved it. Thought it was really good. If you're not a Machine Head fan, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. But yeah, really good. I think it's the strongest album they've done. I'll be honest. I think it's the strongest album they've done since The Blackening. Really enjoyed it. Great album. Beer Dog might elaborate. I'm hoping. I've caught up with the chat. Good, I've caught up with it, and then we have done. Oh, as I say that, George says he was a controversial speaker online who expressed his views on society and encouraged masculinity and his ideology on how to become successful. I kind of think that's the last thing we need right now is someone telling us their ideas on how to be something. You either are or you ain't. I don't know. Perhaps you fellas can head to Chinatown and get some barbecue chicken skewers and noodles from the local Mum Mason. I'd eat anything right now, to be honest with you. That's what I'm going to do when I wrap this up. Get some food in me. Peter said, not yet, but I did enjoy their secret show of Bloodstock. Yeah, I saw footage of that. That's mental. The Machine Head can just sneak in and just play a set. That's mental. Luke said, didn't get the British car memo. I just said car. In that case, the 1963 Jaguar E-Type Series 1 Coupe. Better, you pair of twants. I'd still rather have me Mustang than any Jag, to be honest with you.
I'd rather have a Mustang.
I love Jags. Don't get me wrong. The Jag E-Type is one of the most beautiful cars ever made, but it's not a Mustang.
No,
Shelby GT500, is it? You know,
agree. Completely agree.
If you've seen Gone in 60 Seconds, the movie Eleanor,
Eleanor,
that is the most beautiful car ever made.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no debate.
Nope.
There's no debate. That is the most beautiful car ever made. and the grunt on it as well. Did Spurs play today? No, we're playing tomorrow. Away at Nottingham Forest, which will be an interesting game. So, yeah, that'll be a good one. Right. I think I'm going to wrap it up, Chris, if that's all right with you.
Good idea. I'm happy with that.
I think we've done well. We've just done over 3 hours. We've polished up the vocation, life and death. In summary, I thought they were outstanding.
All great beers.
Yeah.
I thought the middle one would be the one. The Hazy would be the favourite. But no, for me, it is the gold.
The gold one for you.
The gold was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. The gold was outstanding. It was a lovely beer. But I'm gonna say the Hazy for me was my favourite. The Hazy was my favourite. I just think it was the original but slightly more pronounced.
Yeah.
But all terrific. All terrific. Really good beers.
But they all kept true. They've all kept true to life and death. And death feel, without a doubt. Amazing achievement.
Yeah, that was the main thing. Jim says, great pub, live stream, Paul. Great seeing you too, Chris. Love all you guys. Slunger. That's how you say it. Slungy. Whatever it is. Cheers, Jim. Thank you for joining us. Beard Dog says, I did feel a bit sorry for Dog as there was no one watching the main stage because everyone was watching Machine Head. Not surprised. See you on the next one. Cheers, Matt. Thanks for getting involved, mate. Thanks for a belt of an evening, Paul and Chris. Beard Dog, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us, mate. Really do appreciate it. Luke says, I could have said a 1938 Rover 16 P2. It may not catch a Mustang, but it looks a hell of a lot better. No chance. No chance. You're drunk, Luke. Go home. You're drunk. Oh, dear. Love it, mate. Love it. Yeah. Cracking beer. Another fantastic beer from Vocation. Hop, skip and juice. Lovely beer. Get it, mate. Buy it. If you haven't already, get it. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. Thank you, everyone who's got involved this evening and joined us and chatted with us. We do appreciate it. It's a bit pointless without you lot, really. So, yeah, thank you so much. Chris, what have you got coming up on the channel this week? Anything in particular?
No. I've got
that to look forward to.
I do have a keg on the PD coming up that's new. But other than that, I've got a couple of Mad Squirrel beers that I need to review. But other than that, I'd go with the flow. Nothing major coming up, but there's a few things. But check me out. If you're not subscribed, have a look at Chris's beer reviews. That's it. That's all I can say.
That's all you can say. Yeah, check out Chris's beer reviews. Top beer reviewer and a lovely guy. Really lovely guy. And yeah, I am. Well, you know who I am, so I'm not even going to bother waffling about it. Yeah, but thank you very much for joining us this evening. I've had a really good time. We've had some fantastic beers, great chat. It got a bit silly at times, but that's what it's all about. I love all of you. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good weekend.